Good evening, Gerald. Test, 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 test. Testing, testing on audio. Hi, Caves. 5x5. I still don't know what that means. Hi, Deborah. Doing a test. Test 1, 2, test 1, 2. Can you hear me? Hello, hello, hello. Hopefully I got this thing in the right one. I can hear you. Good. Perfect. Perfect. Waiting for a couple more people to get in here. I can hear you. Copy that. Copy Red Cactus. Copy Caves. Copy Gerald. Signal to noise ratio. Loud and clear, says Deborah. Good, good, good. Hey, Drip. How you doing tonight? Been a long time since we last spoke. Hopefully you're doing well. Hector will be here soon. Only if I give a link. We're going to wait on links beforehand. Oh, there he is. Speak of the devil. Hey, Paula. All good here and here. Copy that. No panel. We will have a panel discussion as soon as we get done discussing what we do, and then we'll add people into the chat. Double A Trucking, good to see you. So we're waiting for a few more people to get in here. We got about 7 in the chat right now. Hopefully we get a bunch more. So this is the first time actually doing this on this screen with 2 screens. So this is kind of new to me, but for the most part, we're going to do our best, and hopefully it'll be a fair success. So I know exactly what to do the next time. Heading to Phoenix. Congratulations, Double A. Nice Western Territory. Carrie, good to see you. We're slowly getting up there. We got 9 people in the chat. By the way, I got to make my concoction. See, here's my 24 ounce of Pepsi. And of course, this is the remaining here is what all ends up being my favorite coffee. We need a panel. We'll get one there shortly enough. Hello, Andy. Good to see you. Gotta make sure I don't crack this open. I actually don't even hear myself in through the thing, which is kind of ironic, but for the most part, we're doing good. Welcome to the live stream. Yep, I've been busy with training and potential job. Good to hear. Good to hear, Drip. Really good to hear. Cheers. Sure, Casey. What's the question? Before we actually get into discussion about Prism live stream, I'll definitely take a couple questions if somebody's got some. Now, it's also, you got to realize this too, Casey, it's going to be by state. So that's the other thing you got to look at. Is there a good video about chains? Yeah, there actually is. There's a couple of them out there that are out there.
Is there a good video about chains?
Hold on, I got some feedback coming through here. There is videos out there about chains, and so there's a lot of things to learn about chains. Every state is different, whether if they want the outer wheel or both wheels on duals. Some of them, you know, if you happen to have, hello Tracy, um, definitely there's a lot of videos out there. You just got to look for them. I do know that uh, Happiness by the Mile, she happens to have a video out about doing chains on a truck. You just got to look for them. There's plenty of them out there that actually have videos out there where they're talking about chains and what chain states that there are. Hello, Gary in the flesh. Yeah, here I am. You guys don't see me much during live streams, so that is definitely the case. Well, we got about 17 currently in the chat right now. We've got a lot to talk about Prism live stream that will actually be on your mobile device. We're not doing the computer. We are only doing the mobile device. I don't know enough about the computer setup and how that goes. Chaplain would be a better person for that. Oh, who's this guy calling we the people? Hector, you're such a character all the time. Double A Trucking did that help? Yeah. So mostly in your western states, they got various different laws. There is information out there about doing chains. Hey, Fry, how you doing, brother? There are many informations. You just have to look. Believe it or not, actually, in some of the Atlas books, I don't think I have one in here. It'll tell you some of the states that are chain law states. Definitely, Hector chair sucks. Yes, I did. Thank you, Gary and Casey. But you basically got to look. There is some things on the web about it for what states require what tires to be chained. Of course, as many of you know, I do run super singles. So I would, if I was going out to those western states, I'd have to find some sort of a chain to run out west. But for the most part, I technically stay out of the West during the winter months. I'd rather go there during the spring where they're just starting to wind down on their chain law and everything else and just kind of run more or less the summers. But the snowfalls there actually are pretty different. So, I mean, it's everything is kind of different by state. Rob, how's your rotator? Hopefully you're doing good. Hopefully it ain't too bad. Number 12, copy that, copy that. So, all right, we got about 21 in the chat currently right now, so we're going to start getting to this. To many of you, I'm going to start this out with the introduction to Prism live stream or Prism Live Studio. Much better, thanks. Not 100%. Well, hopefully you get a little better. Little Wing 6 was 9. Good to see you from Manchester, England. Nice, nice. So we're definitely, when everyone pushes that like button, it definitely helps get people around the world. Even like Little Wing 6 was 9. They could be able to come in here. And also many others. So tonight we are going to start with, I'm going to give you the introduction to Prism Live Studio. And this is through a lot of the experiences that I've had. Many of you, when I get the link posted up here, we'll definitely get a lot more discussion in here from other people and definitely go into it more. With the Prism Live Studio, there's just phenomenal amount of things that you can do with Prism Live Studio. And many of you do know them, and many of them don't know the things that you can do to the maximum of Prism Live Studio on your mobile device. I mean, I'll probably pull it up on mine and then actually do a few things here, but I took enough screenshots of everything that I've done with Prism Live Studio and things that I found out over the time, a little over under a year. So we're going to get to it right now. So we're going to blow up this screen here. And so when you first download it, usually you can get Prism Live Studio either in your Apple Store or your Google Play Store. And basically, once you get it downloaded, you got to set some things up. Now I'm going to go through this kind of quickly, but here's the first thing. Once you get this right here, which I'll blow this up a little bit more, this will be where you're connected to. That will usually ask you first to log in, because you got to have something to log in. This chat room is getting too small because your chair squeaks, Hector. So anyways, this is what you will start out with. You will kind of basically log in with an email address and basically go and start getting things set up. Of course, you'll see my nice little lovely living room with my Bigfoot there, and also the child stuff there. But even down here, basically down on the bottom here, you will see a connect, a live, a video, and a photo. Now with Prism Live Studio, normally when you go live, as many of you know, you just keep it usually on live, and that's normally how a lot of you guys will start out, is hitting live. And we will talk more from that a little bit later on when you hit this ready button, and we'll get into a lot more of that information. So now when you click that button up in the corner here, this basically, you will see right here that you've got a little settings button. Oops, I just got rid of it. Right here. This will be by your name once you log in. And basically, this is where you can adjust your settings on here. And if you've done any live streams, you will see these on those settings buttons. These are all your old videos that you've done. And eventually down in here, right here, where you see these three little dots, if you tap those three little dots, it'll tell you how your live stream went accordingly to that day. So like, let's say if you've got 100 likes on there, it'll tell you the likes. It should tell you the likes and the views. And so you can definitely see that mine are all on here. But after a while, I tend to delete those out. And then you'll have past videos that you'll have down here, which this one here, which is 51 seconds long, was the intro that a lot of you guys probably seen. And then I also had another video that was 47 minutes long. So that stays in those settings in there. And if a lot of you want, you can check if you're on a laptop computer or if you're on a desktop computer and want to open up your Prism live stream in there on your phone, you can do this. This is one reason why I am kind of doing it this way. So getting onto there, we'll go to the next one here. Once you get into, tap into that, this is the settings part of that. Of course, this will be the account which you guys are logged in under your Google or whatever else you may. And then you have your live stream destinations, which we will get into that very shortly here. And then stream download quality, your video resolutions, another connect device resolution, and then your bit rate. Because of the fact is, I have talked with FryTvNow, who is also in our chat. He kind of helped me to keep these numbers low. The reason why you want to keep these numbers low is because your phone has to push out a lot of data. If, like, let's say you're running 1080p. So I tend to keep all these settings very low on here. So every time when you guys see me go live, I'm only running 720p. And that's it. I'm not running any higher than that. And even on the resolution here, I'm only running 720p as well. The kilobyte or the bit rate here, I always set that low as well because it does help out. It just kind of maintains the phone to keep more coolness. If you have these settings set up to 1080p, then you're going to make your phone work a lot harder. And then all of a sudden you're going to have problems with it in the long run. and you will lose streams if it's too high and everything else. So that is one reason why we usually keep our settings very low, and normally why my streams will buffer, but a lot of that is because of cell signal and everything else. But for the most part, we've usually kept a pretty well live stream going, other than just having the buffers. So the other thing is too, here in these settings, when you scroll up a little bit more, you can set these settings accordingly just as well. Prevent screen lock while using remote control. If you do happen to have another device, you can run you can also have like a remote control. For some reason, it hasn't been working on mine, but for the most part, basically, I've been trying to figure that out so that I can control the actual first camera more than anything. Now, this haptic feedback that I have here, in order to conceal this watermark, you need to have this on. So that is one thing that definitely that is there. Um, and then, of course, like it says, conceal watermark. So that's why you don't see Prism live on any of my videos that I do. And you always want your camera to allow display above other apps. So if you have other things running in the background, you want this on in any way, shape, or form. Because then that'll help you if you've got to make a phone call or anything else for that nature. It will benefit you in the long run for that. So now when we got stream destinations, as you can see, here's only 2 of them that we are streaming to when we are live while we are on the road. You can connect to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. These are some other ones I think that are more or less China, which I don't stream to any of these. But if any of these were connected all together, you would have a disconnect button like what it shows here on the rest of these. Now, while we're on Restream tonight, we are actually streaming to 5 platforms. And instead of when we're on Prism Live Studio, we're only going to 2 destinations. That is YouTube and Twitch. But when you go in there, you can definitely put your stream destinations. You first actually have to start in this section here first in order to get your live streams up and connected. So any of you that are in YouTube, you can definitely hit on here. It'll take you to your YouTube channel, and then you basically connect there. You got to give permissions to basically for YouTube to connect the Prism live stream, as well as Twitch or any other area that you might be connected to. So now we go to basically stream quality. This is where I usually have my settings set, and sometimes I adjust these accordingly and usually watch these streams as they are going. So a stream in adjustable quality, record in adjustable quality using a streaming encoder. Although stable, you may experience loss in video quality based on network conditions. I have lost a lot of live streams in this one here. So if I usually set this into getting it into basically recorded in fixed quality using an exclusive recording encoder. So this has helped me a lot, and I've usually normally save in this part right here for the stream quality. So now we'll go up to the next. Now my video resolution, I stay, like I said, in 720p resolution at all costs. If I put this at 1080p, you will make your phone work a lot harder. You'll probably say that the phone is overheating, and many other things that came on there, and you'll probably even get a code that comes up that says to overheat protection. Running in 720p, I do not have any of these problems with overheating unless the phone is actually in the sun. And then if it gets too hot, my stream will just end without a prior notice. So also now we're getting into the kilobops here. You have various settings where you can set this up to 6,000 kilobops. But because of how I was told, running it into lower kilobops is a lot better than anything because it only limits that amount. But when I do live stream, it will go up to 4,500 in any way, shape, or form. So these are very key on a lot of these settings where how I got them to make your live stream actually to be more steadily. And like I said, I do owe Fry a good majority of the credit for this. I'm just kind of hoping a lot of you that want to stream with Prism Live Stream Studio, you can definitely do it and get a fairly good quality. Now, like I said, depending upon where you're at, it might be harder for connection with your data plan or whatever else it may be, that all of a sudden you might have a dead spot. I know plenty of you do. I know Italian Princess that when she's walking around through her parking lot, she gets a lot of dead zones, and that happens. So keeping these settings usually pretty well low usually help out in the long run. So now we're going on to, once you get out of the settings, if you swipe this left, is how I put it, then you will see, you will come to a screen like this. This is all where your media, playlist, text, widgets, and screencasts can be. And once we get a little bit further into that, down here in this little box down here, this will fill up with everything that you have. So a lot of you that definitely see where I'm napping or unloading and all that other stuff, that is at a quick access all down in here when I swipe this thing to the left. Copy that, GT Racer. So first, we're going to start out with the media box, or the icon that's up on the top. And then basically you will get a little box down below. If you stream from your home, Wi-Fi can take up to 3,000 kilobytes. Correct. Fry would know more about the home on the computer. So yeah, that is definitely something here. That part I don't get into with I've never used the Prism actually on a computer. But like right here with the media, then you'll see a video and photo. You can upload that, or music. Normally, when I do that, I usually go to playlist. All the songs that you hear playing in the background, I add the playlist right here, and we will get into that probably really next here. So then when you hit the playlist, you will have the same thing. So like my intro, believe it or not, is under the first tab, and it's saved actually onto the Prism Live Studio, so that when I get ready to go live, which I will show you that more, then you will see that. Now under this media tab, you can definitely video playlists. You could put a lot of multi video playlists, or you can just basically do a music playlist, in which what I do. Nope, we got that one already. So now, once you get up to, oh, I forgot the text widget, or text. The widgets in here is basically where you add, or like sometimes how I restream people, like Fry TV, James, Vic BC Live, Diego TV, any of those that are in there. You basically tap that widget, and basically in here you will see Prism chat widget or web. So now, like anybody that I restream, I usually go to web, which I'll probably show you. I don't know if it's in the next slide or not, but normally I go to here, and then I will show you that probably how it happens. But like for the text, which is right up here, you always see like I can make these either like show up for a couple seconds, or disappear after a few seconds, or they can just stay flashing in the background, so it kind of lets people know. Because if you only set it up, there is a thing in there to disappear after showing. You got to uncheck that. You kind of got to scroll up a little bit. Once you hit the text, and you'll see like a button where it highlights it, and you unhighlight it if you want it to keep there on the screen while you are going. Now, normally when you have text running in the background, you're usually allowed to have 4 things running at once. So like napping, loading, unloading, time to guess the weight. That would be 3 things that you can have running simultaneously in this while you are going. Let's see here. So the other thing is screencast. As you can see here, I could have tried doing this actually on my phone and shared my screen. So usually once that goes, which I tried to do it today, but you got this on the bottom. Screencast is only available during broadcast. So I can switch that apparently while I am live and be able to show the screen of everything that's happening. So that's what screencast is for. At first, I thought screencast was basically used to, to switch it to another TV that you can watch your live feed on. But no, this is actually to share your screen, kind of like what I'm doing now with Restream here, showing you all of this while it is going. So actually, the other thing is too here with the playlist. A lot of you are wondering where I get the music from. Oops. Hopefully I didn't do it. Yeah, we got to go back to here. So, okay, on the music, if you go to, like how I showed before there on the playlist, you will come to the tab here to add playlist, and the music that they offer on here, so believe it or not, the Boom Boom song is on the Prism live stream. A lot of you already do know that, but they have the music from on the library, which Prism already has, and then whatever music you download onto your phone, you can add it to that playlist. So that's definitely something on there. But a lot of you do have the Boom Boom song on there when you are in the Prism live stream. So one of the other things here too is the live screen camera. So if you got the tab down here before you hit live, or you hit that, this will be the camera that you're actually seeing in your Prism live stream. And then I'll show you what it does once it goes here. No boom boom song. No, there won't be any tonight. We didn't copy it on here. Don't have all that stuff. Yeah. So here's what it would be if you do a screencast. Now, once you go onto the bottom here and you tap that, that'll be what you'll see is a black screen. And then as soon as you get ready to go live, then it'll basically show the screen in the background, and then you can switch it. Boom Boom song should be killed. Wow, we're getting real critics tonight. But so yeah, that is basically that with the screencast. So now, for some of you that we did have trying to figure out like Red Cactus a while ago, if you tap this button right here, which is a little circle, this is where your camera is. Front view would basically be the backside. And this would be either your narrow and your wide view, the 0.4 or the 1x. Now, a lot of you, I know, like when I live stream at night, I pull it in on the narrow view so that you guys can actually see the lighting around. And then during the day, I push it back out so that you guys can actually see both sides of the spotter mirrors. And this is definitely where your camera wide view and narrow view are. And also, believe it or not, if you tap this front button right here, it'll switch to, basically point at you. And I know a lot of people have had where they didn't absolutely want to have their stream actually looking at you. But for the most part, that is that angle, that view there to change that. So a lot of you can know exactly in that. And how is everyone doing today? And also, you can actually literally pull the screen in slowly with your fingers, just like if you were regular on your phone. You can just use 2 fingers, pull the screen in that way, and kind of pull it in more. and you can always back it out to where it was. So now we go to the other button, which is basically the 3 little dots. And this will be for your flash if you want to have a light on while you're live streaming, the mic, your camera, and then also full screen view, which is something different. These are the settings that I normally have. You can have, usually I have this one facing off because then it'll show it actually towards you. And then saving video after streaming. You can click that on. Normally when I get done doing a live stream, I've got well over a gigabyte or more saved in my phone, unless it's something really important that I need to save to kind of cut the video down. Then I save my videos into the device that I'm using, and sometimes not. The other thing is using a live indicator status. This kind of helps to know exactly where you are going up in signal. It definitely helps you to know where the bad areas are, where to stay out of bad areas. So it's definitely something I use a very lot on both of my devices, whether if it's my phone or anything else. So for that most part there, that is what I pretty much use. You always want to keep this in autofocus mode unless you think you can probably do it yourself. You can do it, but I normally keep it in autofocus. As for Camera Pro, Camera Chroma Key, that I have not ever used, but this remote control connection, if you do have a secondary device, this is probably something that can help you control your camera and everything else. I no longer sub to that idiot. I've got better things to do than support the childish crap, Casey. I don't know what the one's going on there, Gerald. I guess I'm missing something. So, okay, there's that. Oh, I lost my screen, kind of. Let's see here. So now we're going to get into where I was saying your stream strength. By having that that one setting on here, it'll tell you your FPSs, your kilobops, if your mic is live, and your battery. This is one thing that I also keep on very well. Yeah, probably a good idea. Gerald, you could probably just email us that information. It'd probably be great. So that is that for that. This is what I use a lot, because all of a sudden when I know that I'm coming into a buffer zone, this will tell you that under the kilobops and also your frames per second. I normally have this where it's at 24 frames per second. I don't go anything higher than that. After that, it definitely does make your live stream somewhat kind of kittywampus. And I noticed a lot of people have brought it up to me that the live stream is looking funny or something. It's because normally the area that we are in, so that can be like that. What is the best setting for nighttime driving for live streams? Believe it or not, sometimes your live streams at night should be better because there's nobody out actually on the road. So it's usually better off to drive at night. But I've even, believe it or not, had problems in some areas where I shouldn't. Now that I'm running 5G now on my new live streaming device, we're actually 4G. I never had a problem in certain areas, but it seems like as telephone or cellular carriers, it just varies. Are you on OBS now to live stream this? I'm actually on Restream right now, Fry. Fry, you'll have to discuss to Gerald what OBS is, because I know that a lot of people use OBS. I have not gotten into using OBS yet. Just trying to figure out a lot of this stuff now is always kind of a hard thing for me to kind of figure out. But for the most part, eventually, will I want to get into OBS? Probably. Are you using an unlimited phone plan? Yes, I am using an unlimited phone plan. Open broadcaster software, Gerald. Yeah. If anybody would know about OBS, it is definitely Fry. Fry, I mean, is a brilliant mind. He may not say he is, but he is. He's a brilliant mind when it comes to live streaming. And definitely, I got to thank him for everything, for helping me. And that's why I'm trying to help everybody else to definitely get to know the Prism live streams so that a lot of them don't have issues with theirs when they start in the very beginning. So now we're going to get into before you start to go live. So as you see here, for some of you that may don't know, right here where I have this circle where it says schedule live, a lot of us when we go live, normally we just go ahead and we don't ever think about this. But I've actually found this earlier with like within the last few months before you even, put the name in here and everything else, which we'll get into this further down. But hey, James, how are you doing? And like a lot of people, yes, a lot of people will be using other things like Streamlabs for putting stuff up and everything else. Yeah. If you save the video after the stream, it will potentially cause the stream to crash due to too much space taken up. Yes, that is true. If you don't clean out your phone after a certain part of time, that data will build up. It will build up. It will make a live stream crash really quickly because it runs out of data or storage space to kind of do everything. Only 2 brain cells. I'm not that smart. Oh, yeah, you are, Fry. So when we're looking here, believe it or not, the scheduled live right here, if you go through actually your YouTube studio, for a lot of you that do have YouTube studio, when you go in there and do a premiere and set all your settings all up, all you'd have to do is actually press that schedule live. And if you did a premiere actually in your YouTube studio, unless you got a conflict in there where you got another one coming in there, you should be able to pick up that settings because that's normally what we do before we go live. So setting it on slow mode, maybe subscriber only through YouTube Studio, we usually set that all up through there. And then basically, if I know for sure what time I'm going to be leaving out, I just go into there. All the settings that I have in there are already set. And while a lot of you guys are waiting for me to go live, you can just definitely press that and all your settings will stay the way you got it. So on to the next screen. So on here would be basically the title of your video. You definitely put that all in here. And I don't remember how many characters it is that you're allowed, but you can usually get a lot in there. But for a lot of you that don't know, are getting into it, this will give you definitely a helpful thing of getting into the Prism Live Studio and kind of function around. Is that the settings that does the upcoming thing? Yes, that's schedule live. Yes. Basically, I got to set it up through YouTube Studio, and then it'll transfer over into Prism once you go in there. And I think I should have a photo of it in here. Let's go into the next slide. So the photo that you're going to use, whether if you take a camera shot of something, and then all of a sudden you hit this little box, picture box right here, 100 characters for title. Copy that, Rob. Copy that. So right here is where you put your photo. And definitely there's also, if you tap there, there will also, if any of you made an intro, like I know Vic BC Live has, and maybe a few others, even like mine, you can tap that photo again and then do your intro as long as you have it saved. And I believe it or not, I have made my intro with Prism Live Studio. It's kind of conflicting. I didn't really go into that much detail, but you can do it. So here will be the slide next of photo or your intro. When, like I said, when you tap that little box right here, and then all of a sudden, basically, it will have your YouTube thumbnail that you want to have up there. It could be that photo, and then your intro. My intro is saved in through Prism Live Studio, and it's been working great. I can't say enough of it. I love your two brain cells left and right. They're awesome. Yes, you're quite brilliant. Formerly Annie R. Copy that, Annie. Copy that. And I agree with you. Yep, Fry's got a great two brain cells, even if they are two. So now comes to basically streams. Now, like I was talking about in the settings before, way up here in the top, which I didn't get that photo in here apparently. Yep. Like right up in here, you set them up in through there on your settings. But then again, though, too, you got to come down here. And basically, here's where we're currently live streaming to Twitch and YouTube. Any settings that you have in your YouTube studio also reflect on this. As you can see, I have it in my YouTube studio, not made for kids, because I do know there's sometimes there is swearing that could be in the chat, and I don't believe children should be seeing that. So especially on the live restream on the chat, because we do the live chat replay, and then also in 720p. And then I think I do have another slide in here of the settings of that. Yes, I do. So when you go into there, believe it or not, if you tap on where that last screen where your Prism and your YouTube was, where I had it here, this is what you want to turn on for a multi-stream. You got to have this on in order to, if you're going to be streaming to two channels or two platforms or more, this has to be on. If that is not on, you will only stream to whatever is checked mark here. And definitely the other thing is too, anything with the RTMP stream. Now I have tried to use Prism to live stream into Restream, and I have done it in the past. For some odd reason, it is not working. Where I could have the banner down here on below and everything else. But if these you got to have check marked with, like as you see here, and that otherwise you will not be streaming to that. You'll probably just be streaming out into outer space. It does happen. So you definitely got to make sure those are all on, and definitely make sure multi-stream beta is on. Now, I have to thank, I think it was Tracy's Nature or somebody else that showed me how to do this, because I was surprised that I was not live streaming to Twitch, but because I never had this simple setting on is the whole reason why. So that's one reason why we were never live streaming to Twitch in the very beginning. So now we're going to get into some of the overlays that Prism has to offer. And I know a lot of you have seen my Christmas, many other overlays that I have playing in the background. This is now in a landscape mode, which I would suggest that make sure before you go hit that yellow button, make sure your camera's turned to the side. Because this will go automatically into live streaming. You might, or landscape mode, and you might have to wait a couple minutes before that actually takes effect. So definitely make sure that your phone, if you're going to live stream, if it's not in landscape mode, it'll look awkward on your YouTube when somebody wants to replay it. If you put it in portrait, which is upright, kind of like this, if you put it up in an upright view like that, then you're going to have like a narrow screen and black space along here. So we always definitely make sure we have our phone in the landscape mode. But definitely there's tons of overlays in here. A lot of you have seen when I had the baby rocker, the bagpipes, Margell's horns, many of other things that we've had into the live streams to kind of make everything a more fun and kind of enjoying. So now we'll get into the Prism offers a lot of overlays. As you can see, you can press and hold, and these will star out. Now, where this star is right here, these would be all the favorites. These are all the ones that I use constantly. And so we'll keep these always starred for everything that we do. Thank you for watching. To subscribe, thank you very much. The happy birthday, when somebody has a happy birthday. The awesome, when we get up to a certain amount of likes, the like button, it shoots up in the air. Regular likes, cheers. There's plenty of things in there. More of these overlays, believe it or not. Down here, these are the ones right here in this first, past this one red thing here, that is basically like if somebody comes in front of your camera, it will make a face. It's kind of like Snapchat, where it'll do faces. This one I don't really use very much right here. This one right here, I don't really use that one. This one here with the heart, that's kind of like the same things with Snapchat. And a lot of the other overlays that I have are right here. And there's been times too when I've actually had the draw on the screen. You can literally draw on the screen and kind of show. And I have in some of my very past videos have shown, a scenario why the guy, backing up where he should have been and all that other stuff. So, like I said, Prism live stream has a lot of stuff, and definitely you can definitely do a lot of pre-made stuff on here too and get it into your stream. So that is why I like to use Prism a lot, because there is tons of things to offer. Tons of things to offer. So now we get into now where we said about the live up above there, just before your title. This is what that screen will look like. If you hit that live, scheduled live, it'll say new broadcast. And if you got your thing set up through YouTube Studio for a premiere, basically you go into here, that'll light up into here, and then you can just tap that, hit select, and then that'll change everything over to the title that you had and everything else that is set up. And then all you got to do is basically hit that yellow button. Now, filters. There are definitely filters that Prism Livestream does offer. There's only 3 settings, but in that little round box up there with the smiley face, they do offer filters that are in there. And definitely it's something that you can definitely do there as well. And they only got 3 of them, and I will show you that one right now. And these are the 3 filters that they offer. Either you can have it off, cute, natural, or sharp. Normally, most times, if somebody says my live stream is looking kind of awkward, I'll try to change these 3 filters. Usually I go to the sharp. It will definitely use a little bit more phone. Can you tell them that when they are streaming out to 1,000 kilobytes, it's really 2,000? Yes, that is true, Fry. Um, when I'm live streaming and I got mine down set to 1,000 kbs's, I'm actually streaming really to 2,000. I'm just kind of narrowing the phone from working too hard, and so that could make your stream buffer more. Yeah, especially the more platforms that you definitely stream out to. Yes, it could make your phone definitely buffer. Indeed. Thanks, Fry, for that. Like I said, everything that I've learned has been from Fry, and I thank Fry for everything that he does. And now the last screen here is, like I said, if you got everything that you want set up, your music playlist, your text in there, your restreams that you're going to do of other people, which it does take a lot of time to do this, to set those all up and everything else. And believe me, I've got probably hours on end. We're trying to think of new things to put up in here. I definitely have my intro on here all the time. So every time when I go on there, I definitely have my intro on there. But anybody else that I follow, whether if it's Fry, Tracy's Nature, could be Red Cactus. If everyone gives me the okay, I do know that we do have Chaplain on there. We do restream him. Um, uh, James, we definitely restream him from time to time. But by the time you get it all set up, this is roughly maybe how yours will look like, maybe even more. So that is definitely all that. We're going to shut that down. And then basically I'll get the invite guests. Copy that. And we will start getting people in here if they would like to join in. We'll pin that up into the top. Ugh, didn't want to. Come on. Yeah, I don't want to do it. Hi, Chihuahua. So if anybody would like to join in, definitely come on up. While I'm sitting here and take a sip of my coffee. There's Chaplain. Come on, work. There he is, Chaplain. How you doing, Chaplain? Oh, he was in there. There's Chaplain.
Live and well, my friend.
Good, good. I tried Prism Live on my phone, but it kept shutting down when I was streaming. It would stream about 2 to 3 minutes, then it would quit. It could happen that way. Definitely, I would definitely say try to change your settings in there. I'm hoping Fry comes up here. Why can't I get there, Zero? For some odd reason, he's not coming in. All right.
I'm here.
All right.
Oh, by the way, I can have my channels, so this is the way we're going to have to do it next time for game panels.
Oh, okay. No problem. Looks like we're going to get a couple people in here. Jason's Adventures. Welcome, welcome, Jason.
Hey.
What's going on?
Nothing much.
How are things going with you tonight?
Going good.
That's good.
Yeah. Playing some ATS.
I think Zero, are you playing ATS tonight too or no?
No, that was last night. We're off tonight.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
It's panel night. That's where I come and hang out.
Well, I was playing ATS earlier this morning.
Right.
You should see the truck I have now.
Fry, I would like to have you up here. That would be awesome if you could come up here.
Oh yeah, Fry.
I know he's hiding in the background.
He's in the weeds somewhere.
He's hiding. I know he's hiding.
Come on out. Get out of the weeds.
I thought at first it was from changing cell towers, then I tried it on my Wi-Fi and the same thing happened. I'm going to back and watch this again and make sure everything is set up correct. Yeah, definitely Viper. It is definitely, if you can check your settings on there, that would be awesome. Okay, who bounced out? There's Fry.
Hey, what's up, man?
I think I got to make some more room here. Where is he? There he is. Coming in slowly. This computer's old, Fry. I got to talk to you about that. Yeah, I already noticed that it's like delays here on this old computer.
Yeah, I'm on my phone right now, so this will be tricky holding this phone like this. You don't need to see my face anyway.
It looks good. It looks good. How you doing tonight, Fry?
Oh, I'm doing all right. Loving your presentation. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that everybody understands when you're streaming when you have the setting at 1 kbs, 1000.
You got me zoomed in.
When you have it set 1000 and you're streaming out to Facebook and YouTube and Twitch, if you're streaming up to 3 platforms, that's going to be 3000 kbs instead of just 1. So every time you add a platform, so it's going to be more stable if you just stream to 1 platform if you're having problems with stability.
Gotcha. I think he's having audio issues.
Who is?
We the people.
Yeah. You must be
Yeah, we the
muted or
people, we
something.
can't hear you now. You're muted.
He's mudded.
He's like, son of a monkey.
Son of a Bucky. Cool.
Mudded.
Never heard that before.
Yeah,
I don't swear when I'm streaming, ever. Or even on panels.
Oh, okay.
You're cutting out.
ever since I got
man.
a new device is like when I leave, I have buffering like within like 7-8 miles. G that I have problems, and with 4G, even if it
Yeah, we the people, you were
would not
cutting
be
out there.
surprising.
Yeah, you were cutting out.
Whatchamacallit? With source, we don't need this. But the wife, actually. Yeah, and we're also running on 2 screens too as well, so that's definitely takes some resources.
I didn't have time to put on my makeup. So
Nah.
I just
Either did I.
said something.
Either did I, Fry, so don't feel bad.
That's okay. I just thought I had a sunglasses.
My wife didn't shave me either, so I'm about as grainy as you can get.
Yeah, software. Yeah, it's. I'm hoping to make this through. Let me know if you just can't hear me. Otherwise, I'll just shut up.
That's not funny. Too much.
What? I could say that. I'm the one that. Apparently, I'm muted. How the heck did I get muted? Okay, who timed me out?
Nobody
Hello?
can time you out. Only yourself.
Yeah. Well, I'm noticing here on the Prism live stream, I don't even see my thing jumping up and down, so I don't know what's going on here. Oh, there it goes. I think it's just a bad connection.
I can hear you at my end.
Oh, we can hear him. He's just delayed.
Yeah, that wouldn't be surprising. But Fry, if you can take the floor and kind of help me out here a little bit, and kind of, you know, for the everything that you've taught me, kind of help everybody to kind of understand a little bit more, and hopefully I don't crash.
Crash your bird.
You're in sync now, buddy. You're fine.
Right.
You're putting me on the spot. I'm in the kitchen right now, getting more water.
Well, that's fine.
So
You are you're the genius
Oh, he
when it
fell
comes
on
to
the
this.
floor.
well, you're actually using Prism to the. You're using most of the widgets, which is really cool. Most people don't. Most people just go live.
Right.
So if you're not used to, if you're new to Prism, you're like, okay, this is over the top. So yeah, if this is new to you, you're probably like, okay, this is way too much. But it's pretty simple. If you just want to use Prism just to go live, it's going to ask you to put a title in. Of course, first you have to marry it to your channel. So if you're new to this, download Prism, and then it's going to ask you to connect your account, connect your YouTube account, and then once you connect the account, you can go private to do a test stream, and then like he was saying, 720p is the best setting to use to start off with. If you have a really fast phone and you're in a cold environment, you can stream out at 1080p, and as long as you lower the kilobit rate enough, you're not going to buffer. But it does really work your phone harder if you're doing 1080p for sure. So if you're going to do a long stream and you don't need that extra little quality, 720p is perfect.
And as many of you have seen that have watched my live streams actually on TV, the quality is fairly good on the TV. I mean, I do know that once in a while that when I run into a bad spot that I definitely have problems when it comes to buffering, but for the most part, it's fairly accurate. Yeah.
And the main thing about a stream that I've noticed is it's better to have consistency on your audio, so your audio is not cutting out, because what will happen is somebody will ask you a question in the chat room, and then you'll answer when you're buffering, and then people don't hear you. So it's better to lower that kilobit rate down to 1,000 to start with, so you can have a consistent stream, because your chat is your stream most of the time. So if you're cutting out on your audio, it's just so frustrating for everybody.
Anthony, how have you been using? How has been a Prism live stream working for you?
Been working pretty good.
Has any of those settings that I've actually kind of mentioned tonight, have that helped out, or get a chance to, when you probably do your next live stream, maybe test those settings out and see how much better it'll be for you?
Actually, when you told me about the settings that day, and I've not had any problem like crashes or anything. It's been consistent, so that's pretty. That's the nice part about those settings.
Right. I might have to try a trick here. I don't know, Fry, is it possible to open up another device and then switch the laptop?
If you're using Restream, yeah, the stream will stay up. You can just come into Restream from a different device.
All right, hold on a minute. Maybe then I won't have as much buffering.
Same with StreamYard. Same thing with StreamYard. Once you start your stream with StreamYard, you can jump out, and the stream's still going to stay live.
All right, yeah, because I'm actually hearing buffering on my side, but I know it's this computer. But hold on, everybody. Talks amongst yourselves.
We can start karaoke night.
I'm holding on, baby.
He's like, I gotta switch computers. Nice.
Something new every day.
Well, at least we figured out the restream issue we had the last time we did a gaming panel, where I couldn't get my channels to go live. Well, now I know the solution. I just gotta come in as a guest, and then I can just add them.
Give me a second. I'm gonna switch to the plug.
Switcheroo.
All right, I actually hear you better.
Oh
So
yeah.
plug it this way. You unplug it here and plug it in there.
I'll let you see the back of my head.
That's all right.
Okay, hold on.
I don't want to see your head.
He's gonna kick my butt.
I got this.
He poofied.
I still got to learn the OBS part.
The OBS for what? For Prism?
Green screen.
Oh.
I have not gotten to that yet. I've put it off.
Are you talking about for when we're on Restream?
No, when I'm on here live,
Yeah.
I really don't know if I even need it.
No. In my opinion,
I don't think I do.
it fits your streams pretty well, the background.
Yeah, if it works for you, I wouldn't use a green screen. I like your background.
I second that.
I tell people to use what works for you. The only reason why I use OBS is because when I was doing restreaming, I'd have 11, 13 people up at the same time, and OBS is the best at that. Yeah, it's more cumbersome and it's more hands-on and clunky, but once you get to know it, it's a powerful tool. You can do anything with OBS.
My wife wants me to dress this background up better, and I says, well, if I do the green screen, I'm going to have to learn how to do OBS. If I don't, then I'm going to have to hang pictures.
Yeah, I would suggest not using OBS because it would get in the way of your your flow. You know, to have to focus on all that.
I agree with that, Fry. So I tried to tell her. Try talking to the wife.
Well, you could
She
also
said,
do this.
Whatever you want to do it. I said, okay, fine, I will. That's the end of that.
You could always have a little
I
picture
find
up.
OBS to be way too complicated.
Yeah, it is. At first, it's very intimidating. It's like walking up to a broadcast console with 20 faders on it at first. But once you realize that if you just take out those 20 faders and there's only one to work with, and you learn that one fader, you just multiply that times 20 now. It's not that difficult.
No.
And OBS is the same way. It works in layers like Photoshop. So if you ever work with Photoshop, it basically works on the layers effects. So once you got this device, you can have this one over that one.
Yeah, well, what do you need, honey?
So Cactus says karaoke, let's hear it. My problem is, and Red Cactus knows this, I have some, I have dyslexia and remembering lyrics, plus I have a little bit of brain damage from a four-wheeler accident. I cannot remember lyrics. So I love to sing, but I just can't remember lyrics.
Well, my wife's the singer in the family, so she tells me she has to constantly rehearse these songs to know them. Well, now she's walking around. She's a songbook. She knows about every lyric I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm just amazed by people that can sing and remember all those songs, like a whole set of songs. It just amazes me. It's like magic to me.
You know, see my brother-in-law's setup. He's got music in one control box over here. He's got a laptop over here. He'll just click on the one he wants to go to and it plays the music for him. He just basically sings to it. It's really an elaborate setup. But it works for him.
All right, we the people, are you still having some difficulties technically?
He's still muted.
Yep.
They're working on it.
The engineers are hard at work trying to get the problem all solved.
You like my pink headphones?
Oh, I'm just talking through my laptop. My headset's for my guys on the Xbox. So I'm multitasking over here.
Yeah, I got the football game just got over with now. Watching the football game here, got my phone over here. Closed my other laptop down. So I've just got two devices working right now.
So Jason, you've been using OBS for a long time?
I just started like last week using OBS.
Well, if you ever get in a bind, I'm just a phone
Teaching
call
myself how to use it.
away. You can
Okay.
DM me on Facebook, and we can communicate through Messenger. That's how I help people a lot. That way I can leave my phone open for work.
What's your Facebook?
I guess I could put the link in the chat if that's okay with we people.
Yeah.
No, he'll
I'll
be
have to make
cool
sure.
with it. I'm sure.
I'll have to make sure it's okay with him once his audio works.
Or you could just put it in the private chat. He should be able to see it.
Then I have to put glasses. I have to do that on my phone.
Me too, Frank. Every day.
Yeah, I have two glasses. These are my far away.
Can you hear
I got
me?
my close
There
up.
we go.
Yes, we can hear you.
No, for some odd reason I
You
don't
are
hear.
on, brother.
So I might have mic, but I don't have no hearing.
Yeah, I'm just teaching myself OBS, learn what to do with it.
Change the other one.
How to
Yeah,
do
I
intro
won't go
screens and
near
all that.
OBS. It's just way.
Nope. Go back and turn the other one. Somebody talk.
Actually,
I'm talking
I'm using
now.
Streamlabs now.
Yeah.
We'll talk all over
Very
each other.
little
On here.
Streamlabs so I can see the chat on the screen, on the game screen.
Hector says he's backstage. He's got his WD-40. He's got his chair all done too.
All right, now we're back. Now we got everything set up.
All right,
yeah.
awesome.
Oh, man, talk about electronics can be a pain in the butt. Fry, I don't know how you deal with it on a daily basis.
It's my job. I'd be homeless if I didn't put up with it.
Right.
Yeah, me too.
Let's see. I thought somebody else popped in here. Hold on a minute.
Hector said he's backstage.
Yeah, I got him. We got him in here.
Hey guys.
Hector, Mr.
Yes.
WD-40 man himself.
How are you? Haven't seen you.
Well, you know, Hector, we always think of you. One way or another.
Squeaky chair.
Here we go.
40 with a
WD-40, best tool I have. Great stuff.
Love it. I can fix things around the house I wouldn't even try before. It really works.
Listen, I use it on the car, the boat, the camper. I wouldn't start without it.
What's it for?
What do you have that sticks or squeaks?
Sticks or squeaks? What do you have that sticks or squeaks? WD-40. Pick up a can at your favorite store. Try it. WD-40.
Beautiful.
See, Hector, that's what happens when you stay a long ways away from home.
Don't feel bad, Hector. I have a guy on the team that has a squeaky chair too, and I bust him just like we had the joke with you.
He's a multitasker. Not only does he use WD-40, but he's also bug deflector.
Any one of those.
And this is a little size.
Yeah.
They call them coming all.
So here's a lighter. Here's a lighter, and here's a comparison to the. So it's a real dinky one. It's definitely a small one. And believe it or not, I've actually had to use this just recently to kind of get a starter loosened up in on the garden tractor. So it definitely does help.
It does. Oh, okay.
And it'll even help your squeaky chair.
Or anything else that needs lubrication.
That's true.
So does anybody have any other questions about the Prism live stream? That I know, Chaplain, you deal with the computer version of it, which I don't really get into it. I would like to learn that. But for the most part, I guess I'm glad I don't right now, because there's a lot of things that go on right now.
I got a question.
It's a constant learning process, believe me.
What's the best headphones to use, to buy?
Well, other than the ones that I got in my head
So
right
I have
now.
one question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Logitech.
Audio-Tech, Bose is a good brand.
Phone call
It's expensive.
How do I keep the live stream interrupting the stream itself?
I think you're just gonna have to take your phone call, Anthony. We'll be here. Don't worry about it.
You got a secondary device.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I hear one of the guys have the stream on. They're going to be in the chat here in a minute. Uh-oh. There he is. There he
Loves
is.
used condoms.
Yeah, it's karma.
Yeah, WD-40 and duct tape.
Yeah, Anthony, if you've got to take a phone call, just go ahead. We'll still be here yet for a little while yet and stuff, because I know there's going to be a lot more questions about Prism live stream. So if you got to take your phone call, go ahead and take your phone call.
No. I mean, like in the future, when I'm doing a live coming through, how do I keep the live stream going while I'm taking a phone call? You guys see me driving, and I'm still talking to someone on the phone.
Kind of like what I do?
Interrupting. Yes.
What I do is you got to go through the Prism app settings there and have it overrun over other apps. And then also in your device, you got to give the permissions that Prism Live Studio has control over your phone call. So usually most times you can still take the phone call as long as you mute your mic. Then you can still have your phone call and live stream at the same time.
That's right. Mute your mic.
Yep.
Very important.
And somebody was asking about the best headphones. I'm going to tell you the best, the ones that are comfortable to you. So, because you're going to be wearing them for a long time, especially if you're streaming for 10 hours a day or whatever, they really start eating into your ears. So I prefer over-the-ear headphones instead of on-the-ear headphones. So they're bigger, like this, and it also blocks out some of the room noise. But these right here were Walmart specials. You know, they're like $30, but I got them for 17 because they were pink, and so they were half price because nobody wanted to buy pink headphones. But that's the only ones they had, so I grabbed them, and when my other ones went out, this was 7 months ago. So they're all going to pretty much sound the same. When we're streaming on the internet, the audio compression is it's compressed anyway a little bit, so it's not like you're singing or anything. You know, anything in the $30 and $40 range is pretty much going to sound the same. When you start jumping up, then you're going to have to start watching reviews and look at the audio quality. If you're going to pay $100 for headphones, that's kind of a red flag. You know, anything over $40, I wouldn't spend anything more than that headphones and my headset like this.
I just
now the one thing the Red Cactus asks, why headphones versus earbuds? Like from what I'm doing tonight, believe it or not, if I did not probably have a headset on, the back feed, believe it or not, would actually catch through. So it can vary on various people what they want to use, either headbuds or headphones. I mean, this headset that I have on tonight, this was actually what my son bought because he wanted something for gaming and it wasn't compatible with his Xbox. So we ended up making a deal with him. It's like, okay, well, we'll buy your next ones and then I get to keep these. But these are like kind of like your computer. You put the chip in the side of the computer and then it'll pick it up. But then I also have it where I can just connect the cord into it, and on the other computer I can just run this cord in there and then it'll run through normally. But obviously when we switch between two devices, between this laptop and the other one, it's definitely, it doesn't like something or something of the other, so then we got to switch things here. So for the most part, these work great for down here in the basement, and basically we don't have to worry about people kind of always intervening, and I can just tap the mic and then cancel out any sound that comes in. But obviously it took me a while to get the sound back in here, even though I was sitting there like talking and stuff. So it just varies on various ones that you want to use, but you just got to find that perfect fit for you.
Yeah, and see, I'm old school analog, so I always buy the analog headphones with the plug instead of the USB, just because I can use it in my mixer. I can plug it into my phone. My phone still has a headphone jack. That's why I say with Android. So I prefer cables because I don't have to worry about batteries and that nonsense. But the advantage of USB headphones on a lot of them is the microphone thing will be on the side here, and when you flip it up, it'll mute. So you can buy some that has the flip up mute feature instead of having to press the button. There's just 100 different types out there. You just kind of start looking at YouTube reviews and see what fits your use case the best, because there really is no best set of headphones. Because if it's comfortable, that's the first thing to look for, and then the second thing is reliability. So that's what I look for in headphones, is how comfortable they are. Because some of those cheap ones are just plasticky junk. And when you're talking, here's another thing. On a lot of the cheap headphones, when you talk and your jaw moves, you'll hear this plastic creaking noise in your head. That drives me insane. So I can't handle that at all. These don't creak when I talk.
And the one thing is with a phone device, I mean, if you got a Type C, which is this right here, If you plug that into your phone, you can't really charge your phone. So that's why normally when I live stream, I have this plugged into the phone so I can keep charged to my battery on my phone. But if I don't have that on there, I will drain literally the battery and run my live stream out. So normally for me, Bluetooth has been the best for me. I mean, usually when I play the music in the background, I hear it through my one side and I can talk to you all on the microphone. So that is definitely one thing too. If you find something that's Bluetooth that's going to be comfortable for you, definitely you'll have to find that. But if you're doing a long period of live stream, you got to have a headset like this that's basically earbuds or some sort of a headset, and that'll take away from your charging. And unless you're not going to do a live stream for a long period of time, that is everything else that you have to look into.
Yeah, and the new phones don't have headphone jacks, so then you have to have that dongle, and then you can't charge like you say. So yeah,
right.
It's it depends on what you're going to be doing. Like I stream everything from the house most of the time, so I don't ever use my phone unless I'm on my bike live streaming. I haven't done that in a while, and I was just using the microphone on the phone, instead of having Bluetooth. But in your case, yeah, the Bluetooth headphones is the perfect scenario. That way you can keep your phone charged.
Right.
I see.
And you can thank Apple for that kind of crap because they started that whole taking the headphone jack. Because remember, they had the courage to take the headphone jack out. What the truth was is they could save a couple of cents per phone to not put the headphone jack in and convince all the sheep that, it's a courageous thing to do. And everybody started falling in lockstep, taking the headphone jack out. And now we're left with flagship phones not even having headphone jacks now. Even Samsung's doing it.
Yeah, because on my new device, it doesn't have anything for a jack on there. Believe it or not, I think my Samsung 10, I got a Samsung 10 Note that doesn't even have a jack in there. So I usually have to buy something, and that's why many panels that I've been on, it's like I might be on for 2 hours, and then after that, it's like I got to take a walk back out because of the fact is I got to charge up the phone because my headset's been in that Type-C all the time. So it definitely is something that you got to look at too for the functionality of your phone and for your live streams.
If you don't buy the high-end phones, you can get headphone jacks still. So I'm talking off of a Samsung Galaxy A51. It's like a 3-year-old phone. But guess what? Samsung still pushes out the latest Android. I think I'm running Android 13 now. So they just pushed out the latest OS. I get all the updates. And this is a phone.
Yeah, mine is just an A71, and it works just fine.
Yeah, so yours is actually a higher processor and RAM than mine. The A51 is a step up from A71 is a step up from the 51, but yours is probably about 2 or 3 years old as well.
Yep,
but
that still works good.
That's a stellar phone that you got there. That's a really good phone.
Sounds like Andy is saying he can't understand you. You got your mic a little too close, Fry.
Am I cutting out?
On the restream, yes.
It's kind of cutting out a little bit.
Is he cutting out on your phone?
Yeah, he's cutting out a little bit on my end.
Really?
Yeah, take your mic back. Check your mic back a little bit, maybe.
Is it overmodulating, or am I just cutting out because I'm dropping packets?
No, you're not dropping packets. When you're on the voice there, it's pretty well high. So
let me check.
You're really.
Let me see. Let me go and check my levels here. Hold on. There's really no audio adjust on this thing.
Red Cactus says Fry keeps cutting out, and it is hard to follow along, and a bit choppy on the sound from what Obsolete 54 Annie says.
Yep.
My end too.
My end too, as well.
Sounds more like a robot talking.
For a minute there, I thought it was on my end. And Cheryl is saying 5x2 signal to noise Fry. I still haven't figured out that 5x5 for Gerald. Gerald, speaking of that, how are you doing?
Fine.
Obviously, the wife hasn't finished you off yet, so that's a good thing.
That's a plus.
All right, how's that, Fry?
Oh, hold on. All right, I switched networks. I went from my 5 gigahertz to my 2.4. Is that any better?
Still sounds the same.
Sounds about the same. Actually, a little worse.
I was going to say that.
Yeah, because even the wife is listening it too on her device, and she says you're cutting out. And Red Cactus says still bad.
Yeah, well, one other thing is it's sounding tinny.
Well, it is a budget phone.
Oh, okay.
This is the A51. Like I said, it's 3 years old. It's not the fastest, but let me try one more thing. I'm gonna switch. I got 3 networks. Let me switch one more.
That sounded better right there.
Okay, who popped out? Anthony popped out. Yeah, Fry, I only see like one little bar on yours. If he's there. Ooh, crap. I almost grabbed yours.
It just popped out.
Yeah.
There he is. You there, Fry?
Black screen.
Yeah. I don't have any signals for Fry whatsoever.
Oh,
I made my wife extremely happy. I said I have no desire to get a new phone for a while.
Yeah, I'm not trying to buy a whole nother phone if I don't have to, but I mean for the live streaming, it was to the point that I had to.
Stick with it.
Hey, Sarah, how are you doing tonight?
She couldn't believe it when I turned her down for a new phone. I said, I really don't want to get a new phone.
Yeah, until you absolutely need a new phone, a lot of times, I will save my one phone as long as possible until all of a sudden it's literally ain't gonna work.
Yep.
Frosty Broccoli, my phone is 5 years old. My other one is like 8 or 9. Restream isn't so great with mobile. It streams okay if reboot device and then go on panel. Don't open anything else beforehand. Correct.
True.
Good to hear, Sarah. You're doing fantastic. Yeah, we actually, let's see. Fry's got to try on another one. Now it's weird. Fry, with the other box, I've got a good signal strength. And the one that you just opened up here, I have no signal strength.
Yeah. This is my out. This is while I'm here. I gotta go back.
Hold on a minute. Let me mute that one. Okay, re-speak again, Fry.
Yeah, I sound like a robot. No, this is my outside access point.
Yeah, that one's choppy too.
Yeah.
Oh, look who's making a very inviting guest here. Lead Guitar Man 1.
Hey, Robert.
What up,
Robert? Good to see you on board, buddy.
Evening, kids.
Calls me kid. Okay.
Hey, Robert, are you going to bring me back my lollipop?
What's that? Are you asking for candy?
Well, you said hello, kids. You said welcome back, kids, or hello, kids. So I figure, well, I'd say, where's my lollipop?
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you, Jason.
Okay.
No.
We're hoping Fry can actually figure out what's going on here.
Well, what are you trying to figure out?
Fry was having audio issues on his side, and normally Fry doesn't ever have any audio issues. Fry usually comes in loud and proud, but for some odd reason tonight,
their audio part sucks. A lot of people I've used it on have problems with their audio.
Yeah. So what's going on with you, Robert? We haven't seen you in a while. Granted, we know why. At least we know why.
busy, headache, busy, busy, busy. Want to kill people, busy, headache. Want to kill more people.
Which one do you want to do first?
Yeah, that's
no. The question should be
That's
is
the one I
which one
worry
have I
about.
done already?
Right.
But yeah, I thought I had a grip on it. Things were going all right, and then I went from bad to holy crap, we got a problem. Houston, something's wrong.
Wouldn't it be Michigan we have a problem?
Well, yeah, but that's beside
Yeah, we
the
do
point.
have a problem in Michigan, but it's not located in our locale.
Oh.
48 miles from
Well,
my house.
now wait, there is a shining light.
Yes.
Animal sacrifice is now legal, so I suggest we start with whip.
Well, that depends if they consider her an animal or not.
Well,
She's a
she certainly
wildebeest.
isn't a brute.
She's a wildebeest.
Yeah, there you go. Cheers to that one.
I was hoping Fry was going to come back in, but I don't know if he's going to fire up the computer or not. So, does anybody else have questions about Prison live stream? Is it?
Yep.
Everyone on my side's coming in good, believe it or not.
Hey.
Everyone's giving me strong signals. Even I'm giving out a strong signal,
side,
so
but-
I don't know. Right.
49.5.
I'm thinking maybe Restream servers aren't exactly up to par.
Yeah, that could be. I mean, even
Andy,
the wife,
Nick,
she,
Gerald, Casey.
Dreamer isn't any better.
even the wife said that YouTube, she had to hit the replay on the chat. So there's a lot of things that are happening tonight. I don't know what.
Well, they claimed that I was playing copyrighted music. Now, Gary, you've heard, and I know you have, Zero. You've heard my music on here.
Right.
That's not copyrighted music at all. That's just
Well, all you
you're
gotta do is
gonna-
say hallelujah twice, and that's considered copyright music for you singing.
Right.
You do know that, right?
Well, I don't sing it.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Bam, copyright strike.
And believe it or not, for the amount of emails that we get, and I just talked with YouTube yesterday, or actually Google yesterday, and basically I told them it's like, I'm not trying to look to make money off of people's music. You know, it's like, in a way, I'm trying to promote people's music. And, you know, so if anything that does come from ads or anything else, give it to them. I don't care. I don't need it. You know, and I've had, I think it was like almost a 2-hour conversation with them via chat. So it kind of sucked in a way having that long chat, but for the most part, it ended up being what it was.
That's basically my feeling too. You know, if they're afraid I'm going to make money on it, well, just to get it right back to them because I don't need it.
Right. Right.
That's why I like Twitch. All they do is mute that section and leave you alone.
Right.
There you go. That's it.
But see, the thing is, I also have a license for it to be on Twitch, so I don't know how many of mine that you've ever gone back on Zero, and actually zero of it's been cut out.
So far, you've been pretty smooth, and there might have been one or two, but
right. We still get emails for them every so often, but for the most part, normally with that license for the YouTube or for YouTube and Twitch, I mean, granted, I got to send an email or clear it through Epidemic Sound. And within a few hours, all of a sudden, I'll get 50, 60, 100, 200 emails back saying this video has been released. And, you know, that's the thing that I was talking with YouTube. It's like, I have a license. They knew I have a license. It is there. But for some odd reason, that's just YouTube. They said, well, if you want to limit the notifications, I was like, why? I was like, you're going to tell me one way or the other whether if it's going to be a copyright. And if I don't get that notification, Next thing you know, I'm going to wonder why I might have got a strike and it's not there. So it's going to be wondering what the heck is going on.
Oh,
I got a question.
Fry went on the dream panel there. Now I'm jealous.
Did you
Now
change
can
my
you hear me?
name?
Change your
I
name.
can hear you. I can hear you, Fry.
WD-40.
Host?
WD-40 host.
Oh my.
Yep, Hector is going to be hosting the rest of the show. We are going to be going to bed. Hector, take it over.
We are going to put him.
Oh man.
Oh boy. You're messing with my name.
Well, that's better than having
Probably
bug
right here to
deflector
look
on.
at first.
It's better than having bug deflector on there, don't you think?
Right?
Yeah, that's true.
You know, Hector, I could just keep changing your name over and over and over and over again.
Oh. Why me?
The man of a few words but many names.
Right.
What will it be tomorrow? We wonder.
So what brings you on stream tonight there, Gary?
Basically, we were talking about using the Prism live stream studio on the phone tonight.
Oh, wait a minute here. I think I saw Beautiful beside you, so get the hell off the camera.
Listen closely.
I said I thought I heard seen Beautiful beside him, so I told him to get the hell out of the way.
He wants you to take over.
She's just like my wife. She will not get on the camera.
Yeah, my wife is not 100% photogenic like I am, I guess, but that's just the price that I gotta pay. Sometimes it's actually hard to get her in front of a camera.
Who told you was photogenic?
Same here.
Well, I haven't broke your screen yet, so I guess I'm pretty good at that.
There's a reason why I keep it closed off.
Well, yeah, we all know. We were going to run outside quick and go get Sasquatch and put him right in front of the camera, but we couldn't get him on the ground.
My friend, it's a beautiful fire you got going there.
There we go. I got everybody warmed up now with the fire.
Oh, yes, indeed. I was starting to get cold over here, Fry, so thanks for that. Huh?
Let's see if we can get our sound effects to work. Just like the good old days.
That dude's got my dream set up right there, and I ain't got enough room in here to do that.
Got a little fire to look at. Yep, indeed. Indeed. I probably could have gotten Vic BC Lives, but I would have probably had to get permission from them to actually put that in here. Otherwise, we probably could have had it down in one of these windows down here. Oh. Copy that, Casey. So, Fry, is there anything more you can add to the Prism Live Studio? Because I know you do use it a lot on your side.
Well, the main thing is stability on audio. So I would always pick a lower kilobit rate to start your stream if you're new to it, and just make sure you don't want to start off with a high video quality and always buffering. That's the most frustrating thing. So start off with 1000 on your kilobit rate, do 720p, and I like to use 24 frames per second. That's just me, because it gives you a little bit better quality, because it's not trying to grab so many frames per second. So movies are at 24 frames per second. At least they used to be. So that's where your eye will not see the refresh. Anything below 24 frames per second, your eye starts seeing the refresh. So anything above 24 frames per second is going to be plenty good. So I do 24 frames per second, 1000 kilobytes, and 720p. That's a baseline. Now, if you got better connections, let's say you're streaming from home on your home Wi-Fi, you can up that to 1080p. You can up that to 3,000 or 4,000 kilobytes, no problem. you can up that to 30 frames per second or higher, as long as you got a stable connection to your home Wi-Fi. But when you're out on your cell data, keep it low, and then figure out where you can, move it up from there.
And yeah, I have changed it before, or not below 24 frames per second, and I can already imagine, how bad the video ended up being, and because I figured it's like, well, if I'm in a lower area, maybe that more data you're trying to push through your mobile phone to reach a cell tower. But that video, you could actually see splotches all throughout there, and it's definitely, if you don't stay consistent at 24p, anything that you live stream, whether if it's out on the road or wherever else it might be, it could end up. But Fry did make a lot of good points with the Wi-Fi. If you've got really good Wi-Fi at home and it can carry that at a short distance, you'll have a great live stream and hopefully an uninterrupted live stream.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So Fry, my upload at the house is 10 megabits a second on cable, and my computer's on Ethernet. What are some good settings to stream games?
Well, you're not going to really be able to do 4K, which there's no point in streaming out at 4K anyway, because that's just too hard on your computer. So 10 is kind of like the bare minimum. When you're streaming out from your house, you're going to be streaming out at 4,000. So you're going to have headroom there. But if you got multiple things going, you're going to start buffering if you really have a lot of people at your house uploading stuff. So as long as you're the only one out streaming, then you can. Are you going to be streaming from OBS?
Yeah, OBS, and
the default settings in OBS with a 1080p canvas. So if you select a 1080p canvas in OBS, so under your settings on OBS, go under video and make sure your canvas is set to 1080p and your video is set to 1080p. So that way, when you're recording in OBS, that video recording will be also at 1080p. And then you're going to be just fine, because if you look at the default settings, they're not going to challenge your 10 megabit upload.
Okay, so just the default settings and 1080p.
Yeah, because remember, they're not trying to look at your nose hairs. Nobody's looking at our wrinkles. It's just the audio. If you get clean audio, all my wrinkles. I'll be 52 in March, so yeah.
Well, people don't want to see me anyway, so I'm in a very small window on the screen.
Hello, everyone. Change Zero's name?
Was that Paula?
Yes.
Well, hi, Paula. How are you doing tonight?
Kind of crappy because I got to go to work.
I thought you were making Robert go to work for you tonight.
If he only knew what I had to do at work, he'd look at that place and go, fuck this, and walk out.
I could just hear him saying that too.
Oh yeah, indeed, I could actually see him saying that.
He probably could do my job better because he is a bigger person. He wouldn't have a problem, picking up the headliners and throwing them around.
I'd be the boss by the end of the night.
There you go.
I think just one look at him, they'll probably be like, you want lead? We'll definitely take lead. And you can just say, Robert, well, I am lead guitar man 1.
Thanks,
Zero. You got your name changed.
Yeah, he did. James, I would like you to come up here on the panel here. Click that link. We definitely know you use Prism. Definitely come on up here and share your experience. That would be great for share your experience with the Prism, because I know you were going crazy when your internet was down and everything else. So come on up there, hit that link, and definitely pop on in here and join us with that.
Fry, is there a way to use Prism to use your sound alerts from Twitch?
Crickets.
That would probably be no.
You stumped him.
I thought you were asking we the people. So what was the question again?
Okay, so I was messing with that Prism stuff today because I was curious on something. So I have sound alerts that I use on Twitch, and there's got to be a way to add a browser to put that in there. Is there a way to? Because I didn't see a way.
You can do a plugin in OBS, but I don't think you can in Prism.
I
No.
didn't think so.
Yeah,
Right, so
the best thing,
I'll
if you
just
have a
use
question, ask
OBS
YouTube.
then.
YouTube will give you the answer on that one. But yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
familiar with that one at all. I know OBS has tons of plugins for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'll just stick with OBS then.
Yeah, and see, what I'm doing now is I'm using OBS to stream out. But what I have is I have my OBS open right here in this screen, and then I turn on this little button where it says Start Virtual Camera. So when you start your virtual camera, what it does is everything in my production screen in OBS acts like a webcam. And then when I went into stream, restream to join the stream, I selected my OBS virtual camera, and that's how I'm getting OBS to come into restream.
Gotcha.
Sergeant Tom. Good night,
What up,
Gerald.
Sergeant Tom?
How's it going, Tom?
Hey guys. I think he's figuring out. How you doing, Sergeant Tom?
We can't hear you, Tom. So you got to make sure you select the right microphone in the microphone settings.
Now
Make
I
sure
can
it's
hear
not
him.
muted.
Heard him for a second anyway.
Hey,
Well, you were there for a second.
I think he's working out the bugs. Just kind of like how I was with the headset earlier.
This is ground control to Sergeant Tom.
Can you hear me now?
I hear
Yes.
ya.
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, now you can shut it back off.
What the name? What the name? Hooah!
Hoorah!
Oh, don't say that. That just drives me nuts.
Do it again.
I need
Hoorah!
to Gerald.
Hoorah is
Hooah!
Marines.
Go ahead, Paula. I heard you say something. I need to ask a question. What's the question?
I was going to ask Gerald how his head was doing.
He was in here, and then he kind of said, "Have a good night." So I don't know if he's still kind of listening yet, but definitely, yeah, we're hoping that Gerald is doing better. Obviously, his wife hasn't finished him off because he came in tonight, so that is a very good sign.
That is a plus, exactly.
That is a plus. And a lot of you also, if you did not know too, and I know Fry knows this and Zero knows this, if any of you wants to, could have wanted to do this, put this live stream on yours, and we would have probably started the panel in the beginning. You guys could have all restreamed to all your YouTubes and possible Twitches. And even Hector could have live streamed to his too.
What are you doing? What? Yeah, keep an eye on
Where'd you find those, Fry?
They're all around the house. I collect them.
Wow.
This is a red wasp's nest.
Yeah.
And this is like a paper wasp. They're a little bit smaller than yellow jackets.
Right.
But yeah, look at the holes on that compared to the paper wasp. A little bit bigger.
No kidding. No kidding. Hold on here, Fry. Let me put you on the big screen. Where are you at? Right here.
So this is red wasp. Of course, it's out of focus now.
Nope,
and then
it's
this
looking
is,
good.
And that's a paper wasp. That's the paper wasp. They're
Right.
they look like yellow jackets, but they're a little bit smaller. But yeah, the red wasp right here.
Right.
They are a lot bigger holes.
Right.
And they're I think they're 6-sided. Let me count. Yeah, they're not perfectly round.
No.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, they're 6-sided. So
Right.
isn't that cool?
Right.
I want to
Did
do
you-
some really cool art projects with them. I
Did
like
you,
to stick them up around the house, and I have them in the studio. It makes everything kind of look like, oh my God, this place
That you
hasn't
let
been
the
touched in a
bees?
while.
That you let the bees in the house?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I like
Yeah.
messing with people.
Didn't you find some in the truck too at one point in time before you got more into that?
Oh yeah, I found dirt diver nest and yeah, and I have them in the 65 too. I put some in the 65.
Right.
I put the smaller ones in the truck. Like I have these small ones that I collect. Yeah, I'm
Right.
weird like that.
You need that big
Yeah,
paper wasp nest I seen this morning.
And I also have my own homemade emoji like that.
Right. Nice.
All right, you can take me off the big screen. I haven't shaved. I haven't trimmed my beard. I like
That's all
Russ.
right. I haven't either.
That makes 2 of us, right? I gotta do the same.
Yep.
I like the skull in the background, Fry, from Red Cactus. Yeah, I kind of noticed it off to the side there, the skull. Maybe what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to get one. I'm gonna have to get one to sit in the chair here, and then it just basically kind of have the mouth move or something or another, if that's possible.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Yeah.
See, now we should have had the boom boom song here because I just seen Sergeant Tom's wife just come through here and give a kiss.
Gary. Don't even go there, guy.
Get that out in 2 seconds, Scott. I can get that out in 2 seconds.
We could put songs.
Sure.
I could have added it up here and stuff, but for the most part, I knew a couple people would not have liked that.
Let me see if I can get this to focus. This is an old car I had when I was a kid. It's a skull with like a blower engine. Of course, it's out of focus.
Is that like an old Hot Wheels?
Yeah, it's like an old Hot Wheels. It's a skull with an engine. And it really, I don't think it has a date on the bottom, but it's old.
Right. It looks like it's old. That's maybe before they started putting the dates on the bottom.
Yeah, it's really old. I got a lot of items around here for show and tell.
Yeah, usually it's always great when I come across things, it's like, what in the world is this? Or something else, it's like all the stuff that we've recycled over the years. It's just phenomenal of what you can find. New ideas.
So am I cutting out still, or is this thing stable?
No, your art perfect. You're giving me strong signal all the way across the board. Great signals, great audio, great video.
Yeah, it was just my phone. My phone it's always had a problem with Restream. It works fine with StreamYard, but Restream for some reason it doesn't play well.
Right. Now the other thing too, Fry, since I'm gonna kind of slightly put you on the spot. Now, like for Prism, can you use Prism for like live streaming off of like if somebody's on American Truck Simulator or Farm Simulator, would they be able to use Prism that way to broadcast out to whatever platforms that they're doing?
From their phone or their computer?
Probably both.
I have never used Prism on a computer. I've always used OBS or something else, but I don't ever use Prism on a computer because I have OBS.
Right.
So I can't answer that question.
James,
to me, Prism is the go-to on your phone, and OBS is the go-to on your computer. If you want to, if you're doing sophisticated stuff, like if you're restreaming a game and you're a person that really wants to do it, OBS is really powerful, but it can really get in your way if you don't know what you're doing. So there's other programs like OBS that'll kind of hold your hand that you might like better. but just look up OBS competitors or easier to use than OBS on YouTube and see what you like.
Yeah, because the one thing that I was thinking about doing, and I don't know, I could probably stray away from this after maybe when I near retire, but kind of like with what you did and Tommy's doing, maybe just restream truckers around the country, and everybody could always see what's going on, or news that might be in that deals with the trucking industry. I'm kind of leaving myself open for a lot of opportunities for a lot of things. But, for the most part, sooner or later, I guess I'm going to try getting into the OBS and see what it's going to entail and how I can use it.
Well, Tommy uses something called vMix, and that's what I use at the radio station because it's easier to handle. The GUI, the interface is more user friendly, but it's expensive. So
Right.
he uses vMix, which I would suggest use vMix if you can afford it. But
Right.
that's what we use at the radio station. They bought the license. I didn't have to pay for it, and that's what all the board ops use whenever we stream out on our video platform at the radio station. So you can look at vMix if you got a budget. But OBS, I think, is the best overall if you're willing to learn it.
Here, no, put it up.
Look at the puppies.
Still living with my parents.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Gabby and Sergeant Hoover. I know a lot of people always want to see the puppies with and stuff, so definitely Hoover's human is out having a Winterfest dance tonight, so he is kind of missing his human tonight, or otherwise he'd be snuggling with him. And definitely Gabby is with his human tonight. But yeah, that's our puppies, our little Yorkies. Believe it or not, Hoover is up there in age already, so I mean he is definitely getting up to 10 years of age, so he is getting up there in age.
All right, Jason's asking a question. He says, how can I see my YouTube chat over my game in OBS? Okay, if you set up OBS, there's a wizard. You can go in and tie your OBS to your YouTube account, and there's going to be a chat window that'll pop up inside of your OBS. So you're going to have 2 screens for this. I do not recommend using OBS at all unless you have a minimum of 2 screens, preferably 3 or 4 or 6 like I have. Because when you start having, if you're going to do restreaming like I used to do all the time, you got to have multiple screens. If you're streaming a game, you have to have a minimum of 2 screens. So what I would do if I was you, Jason, I would not even be concerned with the chat built into OBS. Like I said, I can help you if you want to DM me on. I guess I can. Can I put my Facebook in the chat there, We the People, so he can friend me?
Yeah, you Fry, you can do whatever you need to do. That's totally fine. You don't really even have to ask for you. As much as we talk about with everything, yeah, definitely put it in the chat.
And I agree with Fry about the 2 screens because I am in that process. I need to get another one so I can see certain things when I'm streaming on the computer because I only have the laptop. So I need to, and I have OBS that I use for Truck Sim. So yeah, I'm definitely looking into possibly getting a 3rd or a 2nd screen so I can see my chat and stuff instead of just having it on my phone.
And see, like right now with Restream here, I mean, I can put the chat in here, but then it takes away from the photos of everybody to see me. So normally I just usually keep the chat out. But I mean, if someone, because I still have the option here to basically just highlight that message and show that message and go from there.
Yeah, so Jason, there's my Facebook. If you need help, just friend me on Facebook, and then we can use Facebook Messenger, and we can communicate that way. And then I can use TeamViewer to TeamViewer into your computer if you need me to help you to set up your OBS for any application. OBS is so powerful. I've hacked it to do all kinds of stuff. Like this right here, for instance. You see the little French fry in the TV and the eyeballs right there? That's actually the real icons from the chat rooms that I pulled from I saved that file and I hacked it into OBS through a web browser hack. So each individual image is a different layer of a web browser. and that's the actual icon of the TV, the fry, and the eyeballs from YouTube chat. That's not a different image. That's the real icons. You can do that in OBS. You can't do that in other programs. That's why I love it. You can just hack it to death.
So since you brought up OBS, Fry, how big of a computer do you need to withstand everything? Because like you said, you've got my complete jealousy of your studio.
Don't be
You're running.
jealous. That's
Oh,
a
I
wasted
am.
emotion. Don't be jealous.
I am. You've got 6 screens running. How big of a computer do you need in order to control everything that you run if you were running a restream on a daily basis?
You need I would recommend no older than a 4th generation Intel processor, which is going to be an old use computer. I would recommend nothing less than a 6th generation. So when you're looking at a computer, look and see what generation it is. And it'll tell you because it'll be on the processor number. So, and I would do nothing less than an i7. And I know that's the higher one because you got i3,
Right.
i5, i7. But you can get away with i5 if you got a good graphics card now. So
Right.
if you get an NVIDIA graphics card, I would recommend NVIDIA because a lot of this stuff's built into the CUDA, the CUDAs. The way NVIDIA works is they implement something called a CUDA, and then the programs will write to that hardware. So it'll bypass your software, and it writes straight to the hardware of the graphics card. So NVIDIA, Intel is what I recommend for restreaming, just because the older Intels are more stable than the AMDs. Now, the new AMD stuff is starting to kick butt and do better than Intel, but I stick with what I know. So I recommend nothing older than 6th generation, 16 gigabytes of RAM, and an NVIDIA graphics card. And you'd have to, if you're going to do restreaming like Tommy does, and like I used to do all the time, minimum of 3 screens, minimum. But you need 4 or 5 or 6 screens if you really want to rock and roll, because you're going to have one screen for your OBS. You're going to have one screen for the things that you're restreaming. You're going to have another screen for your chat in your studio. And then you want another screen for your notepad, because you're going to want to be copy and pasting a lot of stuff so you don't have to keep typing it in the chat. And then you always want to have a screen open for whatever you think you don't need. And you'll end up using all your screens when you're done. And then you'll figure out your workflow. And it takes a while to figure out your workflow and how you do things, but minimum of 3 screens to start with.
So I could expand quite a bit on my OnlyFans instead of just Gary.
Yeah, just start working on your abs and work on your abs, and then start your OnlyFans, and you're going to be off to the races.
All right, guy.
Robert will be doing his own panels about OnlyFans.
Here we go.
Yeah, Jason, that's perfect. That you got an AMD Ryzen 5. Yeah, that's the newer generation stuff. And an RTX 2060.
Like with this computer, as you were, Fry was talking about the i7. Believe it or not, my wife was pointing down the Intel Core as an i7. To me, this computer, because when we did the last panel with Zero TV Squad and that, the computer just went blank, and we don't know why. But the stream was still going when we came back. But so for the most part, I mean.
Are you on a laptop or a computer with the people?
I am currently on the laptop right now.
Okay, now laptop i7s do thermal throttling. So when they get into a situation where their processor's being really used hard, it'll do thermal throttling. So there's a big difference between an i7 on a desktop and an i7 in a computer. So you can go in there and do a test to see how it rates to an i7 on a computer. But it's an i7 on a laptop's plenty good for a restream. You got to have multiple monitors. Don't have anything in the background. Make sure you got all your Windows updates done if you're using Windows before you start your live stream. Reboot your computer. That's essential, because what will happen is Windows is going to start doing updates in the background while you're streaming. It's going to mess with your bandwidth, your processor. It'll start updating drivers. You'll start crashing. And I've had it happen before.
Right.
Be right back, guys.
Yeah, I use a gaming laptop that's a Core i5, and it works just fine. So
yeah, anything. Yeah, if it's a gaming laptop, it's plenty fast. It's going to have a third party. It's probably got a graphics card in there too. And a lot of the Intel chips have onboard graphics that are just out of this world. You know, it'll blow you away. You can play decent games with them just without having a third-party
I play
graphics.
Truck Sim with it.
What's that?
Said I play Truck Sim on it.
Yeah.
For the people that only can't afford a lot of stuff, I only paid like $600, maybe $700 for this.
What's the chipset on the graphics card? Can you see? If you right click on your start and then left click on let's see, you could go to system. Let's see, what screen does that pop up on?
All right, what am I looking for?
What's your processor? Like, is it Intel Core? What is it?
Intel R Core TM i5-9300H CPU. It's got 2.40 gigahertz and install RAM is 800 gigs, and I've only used 7.84.
So you got 8 gigs?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that's bare minimum to run Windows and do. That's actually low, so that's where you're going to run into problems. Do you have an SSD or a spinning hard drive on that thing? Yeah, if you wanted to really step that thing up, if it ever bogs, upgrade the RAM. At least put 16 in there, because you can already see it's using 7 gigs, so you don't have much headroom there.
Want them in there?
No, it says I have 7 gigs usable. I've only used like one, not even.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right, let's do this then. Let's go to.
The processors in it is x64.
So let's do one more thing while we're doing tech talk. Right click on your start, and then left click on Task Manager.
Task Manager. Yep. I got
and when you get to there, click on the Performance tab up top.
Performance tab?
Yeah, Performance tab.
It's already open. It's
okay, cool. So down there where it says GPU, what model is that GPU? If you scroll down and look on the left, you should see.
Yeah, I'm scrolling down. There's a lot of stuff.
If you got 2 graphics processors, which that's what GPU is, it'll have 0 as the first one and 1 as the second.
You eating your shirt or what? Huh? Yeah? You think so?
Why am I not seeing this?
Very slippery and doesn't look like it's tight.
It's on the progress tab. All right.
So there's performance up at top, and there's processor. You want to click on Performance tab. Make sure you're clicked on the Performance one right next to the Processor tab at the top.
Hello, Ernie. How are you doing tonight?
All right. So performance. Okay. What did you want me to look at, Fry?
The GPU, the model.
It has a GPU 0 and a GPU 1 in it.
Okay, so you got 2 graphics card. Which one is the 0? The first one?
It's playing around the 80% range.
What is it, like a 530 or a 620 or what is it? It should say HD graphics something.
Well, that's good to hear, Ernie, that you're at home. Enjoy the time while at home.
It's an Intel R.
Okay, gotcha. And then the GPU 1 is your second one. What model is that?
GeForce.
GeForce? What model? What's the number?
NVIDIA.
Okay, so that's the mobile version. Gotcha. Yeah, so you're plenty good. You got.
Yeah, it's running really smooth right now. I
yeah.
can see the numbers.
On your memory, go back up to the top where it says memory right under your CPU.
It's playing at the 7 out of 8.
7 out of 8. So yeah, so you're using 7 out of 8.
It's like 80%. Like
yeah, so that's where I'm saying you're thin on that laptop. So That's the only thing that if you ever wanted to upgrade that laptop, put more RAM in it and then chunk an SSD in there if you don't have it for your hard drive. That'll really speed it up a lot.
All right.
If you're having problems, if you're not having problems, then
right?
if you're not having problems, then don't mess with it.
Nope, I'm not. Like I said, it gets a little warm, but it doesn't get that hot.
The boss is taking over the live stream, so I'll hand it over to him. You get out of whack, he'll probably bounce you.
Right. He's gonna ban everybody out in the chat room.
Right. So our definitely
that would be a long
one of four of our pride and joys.
Yeah, but for a gaming laptop for only $600, it's not that bad.
No, that's a good deal. Yeah.
I tell everybody to go to Walmart. It's an HP.
Do you have 2 monitors?
No, that's what I'm going to work on getting though.
Just get you the cheapest 1080p TV. Make sure it's 1080p. Don't get a 720p TV.
It's really
because that's going to not going to be good. Get a minimum of 1080, and if you could find a cheap 4K, that would be even better because you could run that 4K at 1080p if you needed to, and it's going to look a lot better than a regular 1080p TV running at 1080p. And that's what I do most of the time. I usually run my 4K TVs, if I use them as monitors, in a 1080p because Windows does not do scaling very well in programs. So I usually just stay with the 1080p.
And see, that was one thing. I bought a computer a long time ago. It was a desktop computer. And I was just floored. I can't remember what it was all in it. It's been basically in a box for years. But I ran 2 screens on there. I was wanting to run a 3rd screen, but that computer, no matter how many screens I had open up on there, that thing could haul like you wouldn't believe. It would handle everything that I would do with it. And that was a Walmart brand computer that was there.
Right. And Jason just put in the chat that ONN is the Walmart brand, their house brand. And he says, which I can't believe, it's $88 for a 1080p TV. That's just dirt cheap. Now you make sure it's true 1080p if you go buy one. Make sure you can verify that because they could be hoodwinking you on the specs. You know what I mean?
None.
But yeah, that was one of the best computers that I had, believe it or not, from Walmart. And it's just, unfortunately, when they ran out of the updates and everything else, I mean, it's like now I'm just trying to find a replacement computer that'll last me another 10 years. Obviously, tonight when I started on the Toshiba, after a while, it was just starting to halt down. So we figured, well, switch over to the wife's computer and then go from there.
Yeah. I mean, I've got guys on the team that have PCs with towers and everything, and my laptop still outdoes some of them.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people just don't have their setups right, or it's just a white box they built. It's just not running right.
Yeah. Thank you, Sarah.
I'm running a 6th gen. It's an i7K, which the K means it's overclockable. So it's an i7 6700K, 4 gigahertz with 32 gigs of RAM and an SSD. This little, it's a Dell XPS, so it's a screamer. It was built for gaming. The XPS was their gaming. It's still their gaming stuff. And I got these for free from doing computer work for a local business. The guy gave me 3 of them, and I'm like, score. And all I did was upgrade to the SSDs and the M.2, and I got me some streaming boxes.
Now, Fry, since here's a question, I guess, because you can only know that with having a gaming computer, does that help more with the OBS or any of that other stuff?
Yeah, if it was sold to you as a gaming machine, it's going to have a third-party graphics card, either an AMD or a NVIDIA, and it's going to have more RAM. It's probably going to have SSD, so that's going to be way better than a regular computer. But you're not necessarily going to get your best bang for your buck by buying a gaming computer because you're buying usually somebody's stuff that you don't need. because it'll come with a keyboard and all the flare and all the lights, and it could be water cooled. And I recommend staying away from water cooled computers because it's a maintenance item. Not recommending water cooled computers at all. Stick with a good heatsink fan. That way, if your fan dies, your processor doesn't burn up. Those water cooled things, you could have a leak. If your pump dies, your processor heats up quick because it's got a really small heat sink for the water transfer. So yeah, stay away from water cooled computers at all accounts. That's just kind of a thing that the gamers like to do. That's kind of a fun thing. If you're going to switch your computer out every 2 years, yeah, go ahead with the water cool. If you want to spend $3,000 every year on a computer, run with it. That's not me. I like reliability and speed, and that's why I use air cooled XPS Dells. And if I can't afford something, I get a used computer.
Good night,
all my
Hector.
stuff is usually used. You cruising, Hector?
Yep.
Did you run out of WD-40, man? What's wrong? Hell, he left quick.
Yeah, no kidding.
He's like, forget you.
He must have slipped on his finger on there with the WD-40 on his mouth.
We done pissed him off.
Yeah, so like a lot of people ask me, they're like, "Well, what do you use for gaming?" I'm like, "It's just the laptop that I get from Walmart." I said, "The gaming laptops from Walmart, a lot of people complain about them, but they're not that bad. They work pretty well."
What brand is it? Is it
Mine's
HP?
an HP.
HP, yeah. That's as bottom of the barrel as I would go is HP, and I say bottom of the barrel because they have good and bad stuff. Just like Dell does too. I would stay away from Acer. Those really cheap ones. But yeah, HP is safe. HP was having some problems there for a while, so I was ragging on them, but they've actually kind of upped their game lately. So HP.
I think this computer is like maybe 2 years old now.
Yeah, HP, Dell, and Lenovo is what I recommend, and that's it. I really recommend Lenovo, which is the ThinkPad series on the laptops, and then Dell for desktops. Mm-hmm. And Dell laptops are good too.
So that. What's that, Sergeant Tom?
If you can even sell it, how much will it be?
Yeah.
Any bets?
Is that absolute?
I'm betting
54.
In
the chat room says the fan died on my Toshiba.
Here you go. Oh, that's what Sergeant Tom, I guess, is running an HP laptop, the way it sounds like. So the fan died on my Toshiba. I don't even know how to say that one. R10. Still a nice older refurbished computer. Is it worth trying to buy a fan for it? Nice condition otherwise.
Let me look that model up and see real quick.
So on my Pentium 4 with hyper-threading.
I don't want to buy that for I'm not buying that one. I'm gonna buy the one.
What do you think of the background there, Weed People? You like it? You like it?
Yeah, yeah,
nice.
Indeed.
That's the merch thing. I just stuck it in here.
That'd be the one.
Right.
Not like you actually read the name. Either way, I'm blocking it, but they can still read the sides.
Right.
Okay, that's a decent laptop. Yeah, if you could replace that fan yourself, definitely. It's a Core 2 Duo. Those things run a little hot. They're not the strongest processors, but it claims to have a third-party graphics NVIDIA in it. And I don't know what model you have as far as the RAM, but yeah, I mean, a fan is a lot cheaper than a new laptop if it'll do what you need to do, and that's a good laptop. Is it running? Question: Is that laptop running Windows 10 or Windows 7? It looks like it's probably running Windows 7. No, the guy in the chat.
Oh, I'm running 11.
I think Jason Adventures.
No, the question about the fan going out. That guy.
Oh,
Absolute 54, whatever that
yeah.
says.
I'll repost that one, Fry.
Yeah, if it's running Windows 7, yeah, if you're going to do any online banking, I would kind of stay away from that on Windows 7 right now because they're not really getting security updates. But if it's running Windows 10, it's definitely worth upgrading. Any laptop is worth upgrading. I take all the old laptops and I'll put Linux on them. I'll take an old laptop, put Linux Mint on it, and I can do all kinds of cool stuff with it. And I've never BitTorrent it on a laptop before, on a Linux laptop. I never download things.
Would that be even a Toshiba, Fry?
Yeah, I have some old Toshibas. I have a lot of old HPs, Dells.
Well, if I could refurbish my Dell with newer upgrades in there, I would keep the tower. I mean, the tower has not really given me any problems, but granted, there's towers out there that are really nice. They got the colors flowing through them and all that other stuff. I'm just worried about more or less just keeping a computer running, functional, be able to handle everything that I want to throw at it, and basically that's about it.
Well, again, my minimum system requirements, if you're going to do any kind of gaming or streaming, is 16 gigs of RAM minimum, an SSD hard drive, at least 240 gigabytes minimum, and 6th generation processor, i7 if you can afford it. So that's the thing. An SSD drive is going to make the biggest difference instead of a spinning hard drive. That's where you're going to have the faster boots, the faster accessing your programs, and the RAM.
And see, that's like the thing. I mean, once I get done with, because I know the Toshiba is pretty well, it mentioned to me last year that it was going to be near the ending of its update. So it's a matter of time before that one is going to be obsolete. But the only thing we're going to keep with that computer is that we can, if we need to burn or rip CDs, we can put them onto a USB drive and not have any problems, and just plug that USB drive into anything, and then we'll be able to have the music that we want to play.
Cool. And I don't know if anybody knows, but Windows 11 does not work on older computers or laptops,
right.
Anything older than an 8th generation processor. But somehow I got it to work on a 4th gen processor. So you can make it work. And if anybody ever needs help doing that, just DM me on Facebook, direct message me on Facebook, friend me on Facebook, and I can work with you on how to hack Windows 11 on an older laptop.
So the cars that you buy from people, they don't come actually customized; they come just stock.
Yeah, mine is automatically upgraded to 11.
Yeah, you have. Well, yeah, yours is a newer processor, so it did that. But like this streaming box I'm on right now, I couldn't put Windows 11 on it because it's a 6th generation. So I'm 2 generations too old to run Windows 11. But I could definitely put it on there if I really wanted to. Because what you do is you download a program called Rufus, and you download Windows 11 Rufus. It's all in one download. And what it does is Rufus will not look for your processor signature date whenever it's installing Windows 11, and it bypasses that on the install. And you still get all the updates and everything, and Microsoft doesn't care. Once you get Windows 11 installed on there, you're free after that. And I'm running Windows 11 on an old Lenovo 4th gen laptop right now.
I don't ever use liveries on it.
So there's another question here from Annie at FryTV. So the Toshiba Takara R10, I can still get a fan for it, and would it handle a 240/250 hard drive? Still want Windows 10 though.
Okay, so yes, you should be able to. Okay, so you're looking at about $30 for a good 240 gig SSD hard drive, and you're probably going to need to upgrade the RAM if you're really wanting to run Windows 10 on that laptop. And now, see, you're getting into the range where you might just go to Best Buy or Walmart and get you a budget laptop that's going to run circles around that old Toshiba. Not ragging on your old Toshiba, but computers are they're antique after a few years when it comes to what we're wanting to do with them today versus what they were doing when that computer's 11 years old. There wasn't, Restream and StreamYard and all these things that you might want to do if you want to jump on a panel. So even running YouTube is difficult for the older computers just because the graphics cards in the chips were not that strong, and some of them didn't even have built-in graphics. So, when it comes to doing OpenGL and all this other stuff, I don't want to get too technical, but anyway, so yeah, if you're talking about doing that yourself, if you don't know how to do it, you're going to start spending a lot of money because once you get it up to par to run Windows 10, then you're going to be spending probably close to 70 to 80 to $100 minimum. And then now you're your own tech support if there's a problem. So if there's a problem, you can't call anybody but yourself. And then now you've got $100 dumped into that old laptop when you could have dumped that into a new one and you'd have been a lot happier. So that's just something to think about.
Otherwise, you'll get to me on the phone. I cannot help you. I don't know where your system came from. Have a good day, and thank you for calling.
That's why I don't recommend people building their own white boxes anymore. Like Jason said, he built his own gaming computer. If you know how to do that kind of stuff and you're techie, that's fine. But now you're your own tech support when there's a problem. So.
And Jason says, do I really need to get Windows 11 running 10 right now?
No, I recommend not upgrading to Windows 11 because it's not an upgrade. It's just the only reason why I'm saying you could run Windows 11 on an old computer, just because I wanted to prove that you could do it. I run Windows 10 on all my workstations. The only reason why I got Windows 11 on that laptop so I could learn the interface when I do tech support for people over the phone. So I needed to have it on one of my machines for tech support, and that's it. I do not recommend upgrading to Windows 11. Stick with 10 as long as you can. I still like Windows 7. I'm still running Windows XP at the radio station on my automation computers and my encoding computers. Still running Windows XP because those computers don't access the internet on the web. All I do is FTP on them and automation, and that's it. And XP works just fine for that.
The one thing I know talking with...
Conversation with us.
Go ahead, Sergeant Tom. I think he's got something going in the background. Yeah, I think he's got something else running in the background. Sergeant Tom, if you can hear us, raise your hand.
Nope.
I can hear you. I've just had several conversations going on. I was trying to... the one.
Copy that. Copy that. So anyway, Fry, I was hearing from one person a while ago. They're still running, believe it or not, Windows 98. As long as you don't do any upgrades, and I think they said they actually reset the computer back to factory settings. Will that computer still run the way it is?
Yeah, if you have an old 98 computer, you're going to be able to reset it, but the problem is it has to have the factory image, and you're going to have to go in there and figure out how to do that. You have to press F2 or F1 or delete or escape, get into to where you can go and reinstall the image. But sometimes with Windows 98 did not even have that built in. If it was an OEM computer, like if you bought it in an HP or a Toshiba or a Dell, it might be shipped with that. But here's the problem. Windows 98, Windows XP, all these older operating systems, this is what happens. You're not going to be able to run modern software. Like Windows XP doesn't have support for Chrome or Firefox or any of the updates on the browsers. So you have to run an older version of the browsers. And then you're not going to have security when you don't want to do online banking on an old computer, okay? Number one, minimum Windows 10 if you're going to do online banking. Don't do online banking on a Windows 7 computer just because Windows 7 is not getting the security updates anymore, and you could have somebody in your computer seeing stuff that you don't want them to see if you're not computer literate. So stay away from old computers if you're going to do online banking. But that Windows 98 computer is going to be as slow as molasses when it's 10 degrees outside. You're not going to be able to do much with it. You'll be able to play Pong with it and card games, and that's it. Solitaire. But you're not going to be able to do anything like YouTube was a Windows 98 computer. Not a chance.
Especially with a lot of the upgrades that YouTube has done over the last few years, that's for sure.
Yeah, you might be able to watch a video in 360 or 480 without dropping frames if you're lucky, but you start doing 720p and 1080, no. It's just not going to sit there and chug. So yeah, stay away from the thing is if it works for you, a computer is a tool. You know, people that brag about, I got this kind of computer and all that, what do you use it for? You know, and most of the time they're not using it for anything, you know. And I like to push my stuff to the limit, you know. If it works, it's a great tool.
Right. And that's like with my desktop when I had it at the time. I mean, I pushed that thing to the complete limits of having multi-windows, whether if it was looking for legal work or something with the Department of Transportation or whatever that might be. And I mean, I literally had 2 screens and probably 15, 25, 30 screens open on each screen, and that computer was still able to handle everything just fine.
Yeah. Like right now, let's just do a quick check on this box here I'm on. So I'm running, I got a lot of stuff going, by the way. I got my HD home running this screen, which is a TV tuner software, which pulls a lot of processor. I got OBS, I got StreamYard, I got YouTube, I got the Fire from YouTube over there, and I'm running at 70% processor. So I'm running this thing hard right now. And I'm using 11 gigs of RAM right now out of 32. So I'm pushing this thing pretty hard right now, but I still have some headroom. And this is a 6th gen processor. So this thing is not new. That's my point. Let me see what year this came out. To give you an idea. You don't have to go out and buy new stuff.
Copy that, Sergeant Tom.
This computer I got here, I bought that about a year ago, and it already had a Windows 11 in it. When I bought it, I didn't see much difference from that to 10.
No, you're not going to notice any performance difference just for day-to-day use. The difference between 10 and 11 is the way you interact with it as far as the interface, and you're going to have updates longer on Windows 11 than you will 10 as far as security updates and that kind of stuff and software support. But you're not going to notice a day-to-day difference.
Nope, I never have really.
All right, so this computer I'm on was released 3rd quarter 2015. So yeah, this thing's, you know, shooting at 7 years old, it's 8 years old now, and it's a screaming computer still. I mean, look at what I'm doing with it.
Yeah, I got a Toshiba laptop to my left right here, and that thing's got Windows 8 and it works just fine. I'm just going to keep on using it. Oh,
so if anybody cares about football, let's see, what's the scores here?
Well, Philadelphia about ready to score.
They just took the score away.
Yeah, for many people know, I don't follow football, so all I say is congratulations to the team that won.
I'll watch a Dallas Cowboys football game every now and then. That last one was funny. All right, so New York is 0, and the Eagles are 21.
And they're on the 5-yard line.
It's a 2nd quarter.
Yep.
Right? Yep.
The score here would be 28-0. If they make the extra
And it's
point.
at 28-0. It just scored.
We must have a delay because they're lined up on the 5-yard line on my tablet. There he goes. Bye. Touchdown. Just like that. Game over.
And Red Cactus, I know I was supposed to help you set up your mobile camera for your OBS. That way you could set your camera out to do your morning sun coming closer to you streams. But yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, there's still a lot that we have to talk about, Fry, about trying to expand the live streaming for us, which, granted, I know you're busy. Granted, I'm busy. It's just hard to kind of find a time to know when we're not as busy. We actually had one son go to a Winter Fest prom tonight, like you might as well say. So that was also, we had that in there tonight. So it's like, it's always chaotic around our house every single weekend and during the week.
Yeah, I kind of wanted a day off myself to not do tech support.
Right.
But I'm still in front of screens. So I was like, that's what I tell my dad. That's my excuse. It's like, I don't want to be in front of a screen right now.
Right.
And I'm in front of all these screens right now. But this is fun, It doesn't feel like work to me.
Right.
Wow.
Okay, so Red Cactus, what you have to do is you have to add that link that you get on your phone as a browser source. So you go into OBS, you go under source and click the plus button. And when you click the plus button, you go and add browser. So you click on browser and then you click OK. And then you paste the link of the Ninja thing that's on your phone. You're going to have to email it to yourself or whatever on your phone into that browser. And then you'll have the browser on your OBS. And then once you see your camera, you're good to go. And like I said, if you want to do that still tonight, I can help you.
Oh god, I better get back to that before I get stranded.
And what me and Fry just figured out tonight, guys, is Prism does not allow you to add browsers. We just figured that out. So sound alerts cannot be added to Prism.
Yeah, like I said, I use on my phone, Prism is my go-to, and on my computer, OBS is my go-to. And that's because they're both free, and a lot of people use them. So once you get past the learning curve on OBS, which is pretty steep at first, you'll love it. You'll never go back to any other program.
Yeah, I use OBS on my computer, and I use Lightstream for the Xbox because that's what they provide us.
Cool.
So that's how I get my sound alerts on the console, and that's how I get it on my computer here.
Through your OBS?
OBS on the computer, and then Lightstream on the Xbox.
So do you get sound alerts through OBS, or does that come through your browser on your computer?
That comes through OBS.
Cool.
Yep. I added the browsers
plug-in
from Twitch into OBS. Yes. Exactly how you were saying it. That's exactly how I did it.
Cool.
Took me a long time to figure it out on my own, but I did.
Oh, yeah. Just like this little clock that I have down here where it says 2038.
Yeah.
Somebody requested that on the live stream when I was restreaming so they could go and scan through when a certain thing happened. There would, there'd be a clock on it like a DVR system.
Nice.
That's a hack, man. That's code. You got to put it in as a script. That wasn't easy. So that took me a while to figure out that script, and you got to hack that script for the color and all that stuff. You got to change. It's not like
if you play Ark and you have your own Ark server, you have to put all the coding in for how you want the dinos and stuff. I had to do all that. It was
so I had to hack that code up to get that to work. So even the colors, it's not clicking buttons. It's not a GUI. You got to work with the script.
You got to read it all too.
Yeah. But the guy donated money to the channel. He's like, here, put a clock on your stream. I'm like, well, I felt like I had to at this point,
Right.
He donated like 20 or something bucks. I can't remember. He's like, please put a clock on your stream. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I'll be going through this.
So the reason why that is, James, is because PlayStation couldn't afford Twitch. Twitch is partnered with Xbox. That's why Twitch has all the access they have. So PlayStation partnered with YouTube. To answer your question.
None of these, except the coins, none of this is good. I'll be taking the insert.
I was in Tommy Temper's chat earlier, and he mentioned that there's a group of people that have been getting kicked off of Twitch, and they started their own Twitch clone, and it's called kick.com. So I'm going to check out kick.com and kind of claim my stuff there. So check it out. It looks just like Twitch, and I think it's Twitch with less censorship is what it sounds like.
I've been kicked off in there twice this week. I put it back on. Why are they doing that?
Kick? Like the word kick?
Yeah, I'll put it in the chat. Here, hold on.
Yeah. You'll see what this is about.
Are you looking at the YouTube chat or the private chat?
You can put it in the private. If it's faster.
Where do I do that at? Here, let's see. I'll put it in
It
both.
don't matter. I can click on it.
There we go. It's in both now.
Just to clarify that.
So it is Kick, K-I-C-K, K-I-C-K, and it kind of looks like Twitch when you go there, and it's a very small community right now. But you know how these things grow pretty quick if they, if their funding doesn't go away.
Right.
But the cool thing about these small platforms is when you go live on them, you get a lot of attention because you're not just lost in the pool of thousands of people,
Another one works. Karma.
Okay. There's nothing for that.
Please be cheap.
On Twitch,
1 mil. Just 1 mil.
basically on Prism, what Twitch did is it cut me off twice.
I'm gonna say screw it and not.
And I had to enter that.
You're really.
So did they cut you off because of something you said, or it was a technical issue with your stream?
I think it's a technical issue because something seems to be going on not only with Twitch, but with YouTube. They took all my passwords out because I put some sort of they claimed that I put some sort of a copyrighted song on my site, which I didn't do.
Yeah, see, copyrights is where that's just such a gray area. And that's why I like when I'm playing Poker Face, the band Poker Face, not Lady Gaga. The guy had sent me a CD when I was in the radio business here in Texas, like 15 years ago or something. I can't remember. And I just had opened up the CD and it had his business card in there and everything. I was like, I called him up. I said, "Can I play your music on my live streams?" He goes, "Hell yeah." So I got permission straight from the guy of Poker Face that I can play his music. And so I don't get any strikes from him. I don't get any strikes from Natasha Maeve. And I don't get any strikes from Color Theory. So Color Theory is kind of like he does cover songs of Metallica, Depeche Mode, that kind of stuff. And then he writes his own music. And it's copyright free.
Was a cover piano piece that plays the music for I Love to Tell a Story. That's an old hymn. And there was nothing on there that I could see that was copyrighted material. I went ahead and used it. I've been using it for 3 years, and now all of a sudden it becomes a problem.
Well, a lot of the times they update their algorithms that sniff these songs, and it'll mistake the song for something else. And that's happened to me before.
Oh, so that's what it is.
Yeah, it's not somebody listening to the song individually. It's a bot. It's a computer that sniffs the program that sniffs your stream, and it'll confuse it. It's not foolproof. But then that's why you have to put. That's when you dispute it, and then most of the time they'll realize, oh, we were wrong.
I did dispute it, and they left me alone after that. I just thought it was just strange that they would do it after 3 years.
Yes, I did find my salt checker. If you notice, it's on my when I do this right here. So Let me show you. I found my salt checker. Everybody's worried about the salt checker. Super Salty actually found it and put it back in the chat. So I've been using it since then. So it's in the chat, but I can't put it on my live stream because there's my salt checker right there. Because when I add that salt shaker, it crashes. I know it might not crash OBS anymore, but it used to crash my whole corner there, and all my fries and TV would go away because I was layering so many browsers because I had 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 layers going. So that's why I don't have the salt shaker on the screen anymore.
Oh.
I know everybody's worried about the salt shaker. I'm still salty.
Oh my god, it's ripping the ground line on time.
Put that out.
Do, do, do.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Well, thank you for showing me that, Fry, because I'm setting that up right now.
Oh, the kick stuff?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, claim your territory there before somebody steals your stuff.
Probably you'd say I shouldn't even mess with OBS.
I would not mess with OBS, Chaplain. I enjoy the way you do it right now. OBS would be a distraction for you. It would get in the way of your message.
It's when I first started this thing, somebody sent me a green screen, and I thought, what the heck am I going to do with that? And then Gary introduced me to Prism, and I said, that's a godsend. That thing's been a godsend for me.
Yeah.
And it's worked well ever since I've had it.
Yeah, use what works for you. If you, like I say, if you're new and you just want to get started, it's worth challenging yourself to work with OBS if you're going to do gaming or restreaming. But if you're not doing multiple screens, I would recommend maybe not OBS. That's not your friend. Use what you can find that works for you.
Yeah, I didn't get the ability to go multi-screens in here yet. It might be something in the near future, but not right now.
Billy will be going back out on the road sometime tomorrow.
It's not worth more than
The other thing, Fry, with OBS is OBS take a lot of less resource to broadcast.
Let me see how much OBS is chewing up here. You talking about processor or bandwidth?
Both.
Well, the bandwidth is going to be how you can set your bandwidth inside of OBS. So that's all tunable inside of OBS. So that's not a problem. But it can be challenging on your processor if you got a slow computer. But I have never seen it bog down. Even my laptop, I've used OBS on, and that's a 4th gen laptop, and it runs it just fine. You know, I'm not restreaming with it. I would only have like 2 screens up, but still, I'd have my webcam and then whatever in the background.
Captain, it's not really hard to run 2 or 3 screens. It's just basically because I run 2 screens on my Toshiba, the laptop, and also an additional screen. So actually, it's not really that hard. You just got to remember which screen is number 1, which screen is number 2. Or like Fry, if you got, like I am, jealous of his setup, having 6 screens, then you just got to know where your cursor is.
Remember, jealousy is a wasted emotion.
I agree
Okay,
with you on
it's a
that.
dream. It's a dream, Fry. Someday I'll have that. And I keep telling my wife that, you know, it's like one of these days I'm going to turn your computer into a 2-screen so you get more done. And she's like, oh, hell no. You ain't touching my computer.
I could not work on a 1-screen computer.
Exactly.
Like when I get on my laptop to do something, I feel so claustrophobic and restricted, I can't do anything.
Right.
I got to have a minimum of 2 or 3.
Yep, and like when I started the stream out tonight, I was actually using 2 screens. I just had to set it up so that, which I found out on Restream here, as long as you know which screen that you want to share. So everything that I posted that I took screenshots of the Prism live stream, you guys can see it. And I was doing it just before I went live so that I made sure that everybody could see the same screen and blow up the pictures, because I know usually you can't blow a lot of the photos up. So that worked out great tonight with 2 screens, believe it or not, everybody. 2 screens.
That's all I'm asking for is 2.
Yeah, Chaplain, that's what I would recommend. Instead of messing with OBS, get you 2 screens, and that would really help you out a lot more.
This vehicle sounds so terrible if it's not customized. It sounds sad.
Right now I'm working with an all-in-one, but I could use another screen.
So ugly.
Yeah, because once in a great while, you know, I'll be working on something, and let's say Chaplain or Zero or Fry, I can throw them up on the one screen, still do what I'm doing on the lower screen. If I probably had 2 more screens, you know, then I'd probably be able to do a lot more. And that's with the business that I do. Sometimes you got to have an additional screen instead of going from minimizing one screen to the other screen, and it's just a lot more of a headache when you only got one screen. So Fry is 100% correct. If you can't function with one screen, it's definitely a better upgrade to do it too.
Right now I'm working on that studio HP laptop here. I don't have it on at the moment, but I could turn that on and have that screen on. Another screen if I wanted to do it. So it's kind of a crude way to do it, but it does work pretty good.
I stopped the vehicle and went flying. I went whee!
All right. I got an account on kick.com now.
Yeah, I got one too. I'm just trying to figure out this verification thing.
It should send it straight to your email, and then you click verify. That's it. That's all I had to do.
Yeah, it's because of my username, what I'm using.
So since we're talking about that, Fry, is it possible you think somebody would probably, if they wanted to take over a name, like let's say on Twitch, and do it in through that kick? You think a lot of people would start doing that and try copying a lot of the content that you have maybe in Twitch?
No, I think the benefit, I don't know actually the question you're asking really, but the benefit of kick.com, it's a offshoot of Twitch. People that have been kicked off of Twitch are moving over to these other smaller platforms that are not censoring them.
Right.
So I don't think people are going over there to copy or anything like that. It's kind of like what's happening with YouTube, you know. People are moving to Rumble, you know what I'm saying? So some of the gamers are moving to this kick
like right here.
from Twitch.
Right.
So
Right here.
and if Rumble would ever get their live streaming stuff together, I would be live streaming on Rumble exclusively. But the problem is, if you do any live streaming on Rumble, you know what I'm talking about. To set up a live stream on Rumble, you have to go through this process where you got to mail in your hair sample, and then you got to wait a couple of weeks. It's that obnoxious. You got to upload a placeholder video, and the stream key changes every time. So then you have to change your stream key in OBS to match the one in Rumble, and it's maddening. That's why I don't live stream on Rumble. And it costs $10 a month to live stream on Rumble whenever it's more of a pain in the butt. I would pay $20 a month if they would fix their stream key problem.
Right.
But I'm not gonna put up with their nonsense and pay for that problem.
Yeah, because like with me, I mean, if I would have to change a stream key every single time just to go on to Rumble, then I'd have to do that. But like right now, I'm actually streaming to 5 platforms right now: Miss We the People, my YouTube, Twitch, and also 2 feeds to Twitter. So I mean, that is where we're actually streaming to, because now with Restream, you can stream into Twitch. Now, whether or not if that is actually getting out on the Twitch, but the video is actually on there as we're speaking.
Yeah, and see with Restream, that's a benefit of using something like that. You know, you stream to Restream, and then it's connected to all your different platforms. The reason why I don't use that when I go live is because, like with StreamYard, you got to pay for 1080p streaming. And I'm not sure about Restream. Will they let you stream out at 1080p without paying them?
Actually, I think I was still coming out on 1080p without a subscription, but we've got the next step up. So I mean, we coming out in 1080p anyways.
Okay. I wish StreamYard would let you stream for free on 1080p, but I know it's bandwidth. It's cost. You know, it costs money for bandwidth.
Is it about $9 a month or something like that for that?
I can't remember on StreamYard. I think it was
Oh, nice.
20 something a month, close to
Oh,
30.
yeah, right, that's right. That's right.
Because I'll just buy every car that I want from you.
And one of the other benefits too with just Twitch, because Tommy has brought this up, anytime he's actually done a side-by-side comparison of our live stream on YouTube and Twitch, but because we're running 720p off of Prism, Twitch is actually converting it over into 1080p, so that's why normally Tommy always watches us during on the Twitch.
I noticed the videos on Twitch are a lot sharper than on YouTube for some reason.
Because your video is getting converted over into 1080p, chap.
That's okay. Well, I'm running 1080p on this now, and actually the quality is much better on Twitch than it is on YouTube.
Well, Chaplain, you also have to check something that YouTube does to conserve bandwidth is go to the gear and click quality. So select your gear when you're watching a YouTube channel. When you click on your gear, click on the quality and make sure it's set to the highest quality, because YouTube will lower it down to 360 and you could still not know it until you check that. And when you click 1080, it's a night and day difference. So anytime you're watching somebody's stream, make sure that's clicked off of auto, because it's going to default to auto. So click that little gear option right there. It's right there close to the share button, right above the share button. And you'll see that where it says quality, and then check the 1080p if it's available or 720.
Yeah, it has done that. It has kicked it back.
And that's something I had to do all day long when I was live streaming, because YouTube was constantly lowering that.
Because I'm going to need some money to buy. This is just going to be the easy way to make money. Do that and get everything in the game.
The Cyril.
Yeah. I'm messing with this kick thing. What's up?
When I was on today, you saw me earlier. How did that come through there on your computer?
How did it come through?
Yeah.
It sounded good.
Was the picture good?
Yeah, everything.
See? There's
Twitch
my
has
phone
got
right there.
great quality.
They sure do. I gotta say
Compared
that.
to YouTube? Yeah, YouTube's like old compared to everything else.
That's where I'm gonna go to from now on if I want to do a
Fry
private.
got me stuck on something, so I'm sitting here playing with it.
Sorry. It's a new toy, right?
You know, now I'm sitting here going, "Ooh, I can have my emotes. I don't have to be qualified for nothing." Ooh, I'm playing.
Man, that makes me want to go in there and do it.
I already did. You can find me just like Twitch, same name.
Yeah, I just set up a FryTvNow on kick.com.
So the other thing,
telling me this 2FA though.
The other thing is now, since we're talking about Kick, how would you get the streaming key and then the password? That'd be the other thing.
I don't know anything. I don't know how they do their stream key setup. So it's going to be something you do. It's going to probably be a manual RTP stream is what you're going to probably set up with Kick, because Kick's not going to be built into Prism. It's not going to be built into OBS.
Manually.
Yeah, and that's going to be a manual RTP stream, RTSP. I have dyslexia, so
I know that the other thing is like I know like LFR live streams that
There's a
used to do
stream
a
key.
lot.
I got it right here.
Yeah, I'm looking at the stream key. It's just like a manual YouTube stream key. It's right here. So you go under your profile dashboard under Kick, and then you click settings, and there's a stream tab. There, We the People, if you ever want to start streaming on Kick.
Yeah, probably because like the other thing is Let Freedom Ring does also Odyssey. But the thing is with Odyssey, it's like after you get done live streaming, they only do like maybe a certain amount of time, like 20 minutes, 30 minutes. where my live streams can go anywhere from an hour to almost 12 hours, and I'm trying to figure out how, if we were going to go on to Odyssey, to get that stream key, so that, and that's probably the same thing. That's probably going to be a RMTP code that you got to put in there. But every time that I've been on Odyssey, I have never found that code.
Well, if I was in your situation, I wouldn't use Odyssey for a streaming platform. I would use it to promote your platforms that you want to expand more. So like upload a short video saying, this is what I do, this is where I'm at. You can find us on Twitch and YouTube or whatever. And that way all the people on the Odyssey community will go, okay, they might jump over there to see your content. But they're not going to be good for long form streaming. Those smaller companies like that are not going to be good for long form streaming like you do.
Right.
The 10-hour streams and that kind of stuff.
So Jason asks, is there an advantage to using a stream key versus logging into YouTube from OBS?
There's an advantage of logging in through OBS over using a stream key, Jason, because if you log in through the wizard in OBS, you're going to get the ability to pull up a chat window inside of OBS if you prefer that. That's the advantage. And you can also set up your live stream through OBS instead of having to log into your studio. So if you do just a straight up copy and paste stream key through OBS, you're going to have to go into your studio and do all your manual settings through your YouTube studio in a web browser. But if you log in to YouTube through your OBS wizard, then you can do all that stuff inside of OBS.
I need him right now.
So that's the advantage. So I don't have my OBS connected to my YouTube account because I like doing things separate. I don't like OBS to do that for me, but that's just the way I prefer it. But if you're new to OBS, I would let OBS do all that for you. So there is an advantage to connecting your YouTube account inside of OBS because it will set everything up for you. You can do your title, your description. Do you want to go private? If that works correctly, sometimes it makes it public. There's a little bug there.
There's definitely a lot of times that what I like about Prism is that all I got to do is change the setting on one of the pictures there where before you go live, and I can set the YouTube on private. And this way, you know, I can do a private video without everybody seeing it and then premiere it later on. Well, like, let's say if I'm not going to be like a week short, and then I can just premiere that out like anything else. And it's the same thing you could almost do too as well, Fry.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I think it's one off of
Ooh.
I see you, Tana.
And yeah, for many of you that don't know me on Twitch, it'll be We the People 75 on Twitch. You can definitely like and follow me along on there. Normally we don't ever have any problems because I know there when I was upstairs for a little bit there that Chaplain was saying about music. Those would be the VODs. We definitely ran into a lot of problems with that before we got the license through Epidemic Sound, which now apparently Zero says we hardly have any problems with that, and I have gotten far less emails from Twitch because of having the license through Epidemic Sound.
I don't even know. I can't even access the video.
Well, I figured out how to get the emotes. I already got 6 in.
Yeah, I just saw the emotes where you can upload them.
Yeah, it's great. You don't
Yeah.
even have to have affiliation for this.
Right.
Nice.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, Zero, I have not gotten to the emails on that come in for Twitch. So if I'm
you're
already
way over the requirements.
probably, but I just have not gotten to that point, you know. So I mean, it's like even for whatever revenue that would be there, I would just basically tell them, hey, just send the revenue all to Epidemic Sound. I'm okay with that, and it's the way I'd rather have it. Pay those sponsors that do the music, and that's the way I'd rather just have it set up.
I would have been happy with that.
Yeah.
If it was that.
Man, this is almost pretty much the same as Twitch. Like, no doubt. There's like very little difference.
Yeah, that's what Tommy was saying. It's basically somebody that either used to work at Twitch or something, you know, kind of like the people that left Tesla, start their own electric car companies like Lucid.
Right. Because they knew the insides and out of what was happening with Twitch, how to get the, you know, the probably the servers, store everything, which of course,
Yeah.
though, I think now, like Zero would probably say they only keep a certain amount of days of your video. I think it's like, what, 15 days, Zero, that they
14.
keep, 14 days that they keep your video up, and after that it just falls off. So I guess that would be for server space.
Is that on Twitch?
Yes, that's on Twitch.
And see, I don't use Twitch that much. We were using it at the radio station, but they kept copyrighting all of our stuff and taking they were muting our audio.
Yes, they do that.
And I'm like, we're a radio station. We pay ASCAP and CSAC. What the hell's wrong with you guys?
Right.
You know, we've been in broadcasting a hell of a lot longer than you guys, and you're muting our shit. That's where we like forget you. And even though we sent them the fact that we're a radio station and we pay ASCAP and CSAC, they didn't care. They don't even understand the language.
Right.
Paul just decided to whip me off my bike. Come here, Paul. I'm gonna take out the easier foot.
Where are you, Outlook? I'm doing the same thing you are, Zero.
Yep. The only issue I got right now is it's telling me I need to set up a 2FA.
Yeah, and I see the same thing. It says you will need to set up a 2FA for your account first to change your channel name.
And it won't let you save anything until you do something with that.
Let's see. What the hell is a 2FA?
I have no idea.
Well, it let me put my profile picture up there.
Yeah, it let me do all that, but after that, it won't let me put my bio. It won't let me save anything. Yeah.
Let's see, 2FA. Oh, two-factor authentication. Duh. Okay, so yeah, just click on the setup 2FA, and it'll just add your phone number. Yeah, here we go. Where's
So
my
what
phone?
do I got to do? I got to take a picture of what that is?
Yeah, that QR code is going to send you to a link to verify.
Okay, open browser.
I'm going to step away for a second to get my phone.
Hold on, let's see.
While we still have people watching, how many people are watching still? I want to talk
We're
about.
currently at 12.
12.
We're doing all right. We're doing all right, Fry.
The tech talk is losing them.
Well, at least this way, you know, for a lot of people that are into live streaming that do get into this, at least they can come back in here. Probably what I'll end up doing is because I did change the name on here, panel discussion for Prism Live Studio and computers. So probably in the description below, everybody that was in here, whether if it was Fry, Zero, Chaplain, definitely make sure that your names are put into here. Let go, buddy. Let go. There you go. Grab grandma's necklace.
Zero on them.
Okay, I scan that, and then it won't let me open my browser on my phone.
I'm having the same problem, so I'll figure out the workaround here.
I'm working off a laptop, and that's probably why I'm able to get around that.
What are you trying to do?
I did all that verification stuff.
Okay, you have to click on more options when you're scanning it, and then it'll ask you, do you want to open up a browser or whatever, and just select browser, and then it'll work. So when you scan that QR code, right underneath it, it'll say more options. Instead of clicking on the link, select more options, and it'll work.
Well, right now, I'm on the page. I didn't have to do all that stuff.
Yeah, you're setting it up different. We're using our phones for two-factor
Oh, yeah,
authentication.
That's a little different animal there.
Right?
This, yeah, you're right, Zero. This thing does look like.
I got wifey over here. We'll figure it out in a minute.
Well, Zero, tell the wifey to get over here.
She is.
Oh. Time to go
boss-
get the wife.
Browser.
The boss is taking over.
Take her away, yeah.
I got a 2-year-old in the freaking tub.
One left, and I'll finish.
Take a quick look and tell her then she can go. Here's the new boss.
Yep.
Open in browser and it won't go.
Why?
Right? You the new boss?
She'll figure it out.
You want the headset? Yeah? You want the headset? Yeah, you think it's funny.
Well, I finished the game mode already.
It scans it, but it won't open my browser. It keeps flipping me back. I don't know what the heck's going on.
I'm curious.
Yeah,
We've got
I'm
something.
trying to get the wife to come in here, Gary.
it's a good thing she's occupying herself. I'm doing. I'm right now at the skate park.
Hold on. Coming back.
There's things we do on a panel, huh?
So, for a lot of you, this is the newest grandbaby.
Yeah, I know you were telling me about that a while back. And I just
Right.
Jeez, girl, stop drinking. Stop it. It's not good for your health.
Come on, dear, hurry up. Here she comes.
Oh my God.
You see her?
Oh, what a precious little bundle. You're not proud or anything, are you?
Something's wrong with it.
No. Oh.
What's wrong with it?
What's the
I don't
name
know what
on-
it comes up.
I'm learning stuff in school about nicotine.
Oh.
It's got a little drooling going on here.
Set up.
No karma. We're not. No, it isn't.
Are you teething already? Huh? Is that what
Oh
it
my
is?
goodness.
7 million.
And then it
What's
comes
the
up.
baby's name?
He's this is Bennett.
I love that name.
You got to pay for.
No, it's free. To verify that you successfully set up the thing, please enter
Precious.
from the
What?
You didn't find them yet?
Little
What are you
angel.
looking for? Not in here.
Who's on TV? Oh my God.
This is what?
Spending money on that.
You wouldn't be in there.
We would have heard that open. I
Yeah.
didn't hear that open.
But yeah, that's our number 4
Number 4.
grandbaby. Yep, number 4
Nice.
grandbaby.
Oh, okay. Uh-huh.
Got those sunglasses on, you almost can't see.
Well, I put my I actually put my headset on him already, but it wasn't had any music on there, so it was showing him being the next one taking over the live streaming.
Little precious. Oh, there's nothing like a baby. Cuddling with a baby. And, oh. Well, congratulations, guys.
Thank you, Miss Tony.
It's beautiful.
Give me a minute, Carla. I'm putting away $5,000. Chill.
You're precious. Everybody have a good night.
Good night, Miss Tony.
They had their puppies in there a while ago.
He definitely does love my live streams, that's for sure. Because usually he'll stay awake watching them for the most part.
Oh my God.
Are you having the same issue I am, Fry? It won't go to the web browser?
Yep, I downloaded a QR code app, and I'm going to see if that works instead of just.
Okay,
using
so I'm not
built-in
the only one having that issue.
Nope, I'm working on it right now.
Because even the wife tried it. It won't load the browser.
Yeah.
As soon as I learn what the
Yeah, it's definitely new if it's got bugs like that.
I would imagine it being a new website, it's probably going to have a lot of bugs.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, I just
'Cause,
got.
I mean, even like YouTube, when they first started out, probably had a numerous amount of bugs, and so did Twitch at the whole time. So if it's a new website, they got to probably work out some of the bugs.
So I downloaded this QR code reader from Google Play, and I just got a porn bot on my phone. It's yeah.
Wow.
And I yeah.
That's why it's not going through then.
Have a good one.
Our phones are protecting us.
Night, Miss Tony.
Yeah. Well, the porn bot came from the app itself, not through kick.com.
Oh, lovely.
So yeah, it was an ad. It's one of those apps that has ads on it, and I just clicked on the wrong thing, and boom.
Whoops.
Should we take a lifey?
Just like my wife clicking on a site for Lucio Ball, and it ended up being a porn site. She said, "How do I get off of here?" I just click the X on the corner. So you get out of there.
But unfortunately, those cookies at that time are probably still in there yet.
Well, I removed them.
Yeah.
As soon as she done that, I said, "Let me get on there. I'll remove them."
Is that you? Is that you?
She was just mortified, man. She said, "Oh my God, I don't believe this."
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't get it to work even with that QR code scanner.
Yep. That's the only thing that's wrong so far.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Well,
everything
we
else
kind
is
of
pretty smooth.
we kind of got it somewhat set up, but we don't have it 100% set up. At least we got our name in there. So if it get it figured out, yeah, that'll probably be the next area. We'll probably maybe live stream too.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how much attention that you get, on a small platform like that.
Right. And I would imagine your channel would probably go really quick with only a certain amount of people on there. So that's probably a good thing.
Well, we the people, you are now a mod for this when we get this going.
Right.
I gotta add you.
You already got mods set up in there?
Bro, I've been playing. I told you.
Oh, well, you
quick.
got more time to play on there than what I do. Me, it's like so
We figured something.
I haven't done that for you.
Oh yeah,
I gotta
the
do things
background
more or
looking
less on the
good.
run and everything else. So for you got a greater advantage. A lot of you got a greater advantage than me.
All right. Yeah, you don't even have a picture up yet. All right, I got you followed though. We're good. We got you.
Yeah, we just got it verified here not long ago. So, but yeah, I gotta find the right photo to put on there. Probably be like I'm gonna probably start changing all of them so that they're all matching, so that people say, "Oh, hey, I remember seeing them from somewhere else."
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
Video on
Yeah.
That's what that is.
I don't know. Is there an option to upload videos onto that, or can't you even upload videos?
That's what I'm trying to figure out now, whether I can even do that. Got a whole slew of names
Thank you,
on
Annie.
the left-hand side. Partners at kick.com. Guidelines.
What's he still hiding?
I did notice there's no notification thing. There is a setting if you want to turn it on and off, but there's like no
He's really
bell
standing
or
on his
anything
feet.
type deal.
Look
Fry,
at
I'm
him.
following you there too.
All right, so if you're following me, then I should be able to follow you really quick then.
Mm-hmm.
So look at
And
him.
We the People's also there, so I wonder if you could do recommended channels as well.
I got one follower. Doesn't tell me who.
It should say me.
It says one follower. Let me see if I can find that in my dashboard.
So let's try this.
There's badges even. That's cool.
Why?
VIPs. Okay, moderators.
Zero, you got the same name?
ZEROSKA 1590. Yep.
Oh yeah, because we verified it. So
Fry's
where was
not-
it? ZERO
SKA 1590. It's the same as Twitch.
I just followed you.
I got a link, so we'll just do
Yeah.
this.
So wow, he's already got 2 followers already.
There, I just got you followed.
Just now.
There's the link. I'll put it. I'll put it in the.
FryTvNow. We got Fry.
Yep, got Fry too.
Chaplain's probably working on his right now.
Oh yeah, I've already got to be both on you. I'm working on Gary.
Let's see. Anybody else on there?
I got you followed
I think
there.
this is it. Yep.
Just
And
a small batch of us?
We
And
the
this is the
people, I
link
got you
to
now.
mine, and I just put it in the chat. So
Chaplain Jethro 55. Got him.
Chaplain, you're on there already?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, this is definitely pretty much almost like Twitch. when you
it's
come
like
into
an
Twitch.
identical sister to Twitch.
Right. Now, the one thing that I noticed, creator dashboard channel
There's
settings,
no way, Carly, you went 4 in a row.
stream. Ooh, I even already got a stream URL and a stream key.
Yes.
Wow. That
That's
quick.
what I haven't found yet.
You go up in the corner there where you see a photo. You click on that. You go to settings, and then you'll see profile, stream, security, and notifications.
Okay.
Yeah, and because of that 2FA thing, we can't even put our extra links in.
Right.
I got
That's
you followed.
I don't know. Fry's trying to figure it out because I kept running the same issue he did. So
Yeah. And there's no other option because I've copied and pasted it into my
Yep.
clipboard on my phone, and it just when it goes to that page, it's blank. It just doesn't go anywhere. And I tried it on Chrome, and it does the exact same thing. Let me try it one more time.
So the one thing that I'm gonna do is something different here.
I already got moderators set up. I already got panels edited.
He's got the hiccups. Yeah, where's the blue,
Edit panels. What is edit panels?
It's on the computer. If you're doing it from your computer.
Oh, okay. You want a new one?
Farm attacking. Yeah, he's got some farm attacking.
He's got a little bit of drooling going on there.
Oh yeah, he's teething.
Dude, Karma, how do you do? I really want to come back in there and do the glitch.
So then, where do you go to add for moderators?
It's in settings.
Okay, settings.
All right, hold on. Let me go back to it.
And also remember, this is a beta site, so beta means we're testing.
Ah,
So
gotcha. Moderator.
This thing's gonna have tons of bugs.
Right.
Yeah, so don't stream to it now, but at least get it set up for when it hits the fan and it starts moving.
Right.
QR code. That is.
But this is pretty much Twitch right here for me. So
Karma's got a 50-50 chance to
You got the hiccup.
I'm going to take this link and put it in my Discord. So the guys can start looking it up.
Yeah, I would imagine if they got it just up and now running, it's probably going to take a little bit to work a lot of the bugs out.
I'm gonna get sidetracked. Left your pants out here.
So yeah, I've got definitely Chaplain, Zero, and FryTvNow as moderators.
I haven't gotten that far yet. Now I'm sitting on my 2FA.
I've already gotten all that going. As soon as we can figure out how to get past that one thing, we'd be in good shape.
Right.
Because I've already figured out the emotes. I've already figured out the panels. I've already figured out how to add people and add moderators.
How much tips do you have?
Believe it or not, I'm actually going to send myself a email so that I can get the stream key in there and maybe put it into Prism, but I'm not going to stream to it until I know that it's better stable.
I know. Yeah, bro, by the time I feel like
I'm sure everybody's asleep now watching the stream. Like, these guys are just jacking with their own new toy now.
Right.
I mean, one of us
I could talk
share
about
our
health
screen
stuff. All right.
if they want. Some of us can share our screen.
Where are you?
I could do that if they want. Did that not save?
There's no way.
There, I even set myself own email, so I got my stream keys and all that, so I can actually do that when that time comes.
Right.
Well, if you didn't sign up for Kick, you can definitely come back and go into this live stream. All that information will be in here because we usually do the live chat replay, so it's definitely in there. Hey, what's the matter? Hey.
All right, so I got We the People, Zero, and Chaplain as moderators as well.
Right on.
Copy that, Billy. Billy is also now on Twitch. Billy, if you have not followed Zero TV Squad, Zero, put your links in here so Billy can follow you on Twitch as well.
I got it. Yep.
We'll do candy in a little bit.
And believe it or not, we are still trying to get Zero up to 300. And we would like to have Zero's beautiful wife come on here and say, oh, she can't wait to do the waxing on Zero.
You talking about your Twitch channel, Zero?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you put it in the chat so I can follow you?
Yeah, the closer we get to Zero, up to 300 followers, he is going to be doing a live stream of his wife giving him the waxing. So we're hoping that night that we can fill up this whole entire panel with 10 people. Everybody stream that out to their YouTubes. I want to try pushing out as many channels as where this is going to go to so that we can all see Zero getting waxed by his wife. And we want to see Zero scream out like a little girl.
Gonna be
So,
fun.
Jason, are you going to bed? Is that what you're saying in the chat? Good night, Jason, if you are.
Night, Jason. I checked Zero's link. Don't work. It should. We don't have anybody else coming in here. Nope.
The Twitch link works that I just put in the chat because it just went right to my channel.
Let's see if I can get it. Well, it just wants me to show it.
And let's see. The other one goes straight to our YouTube channel. So yes. Those links do work. I think they're talking about the Kickstarter one. Let's see. No, the Kickstarter one works too.
Let's see if I can get to mine. Channel.
All the links work for me.
Copy.
I just clicked on all of them.
And we'll put mine in here for on there since we got it secured already.
I'm already followed on your Twitch there. So, bummer.
Yeah, you're good to go.
Yeah, you're good to go. Like I said, we're trying to get as many people on Twitch that we can to subscribe to Zero. How many are you off, Zero?
Let me take a look. And mute.
Sounds like somebody's screaming their head off.
Yep. I'm going to go make some herb tea real quick so I can hear y'all, but you're not going to be able to hear me.
Okay, we're at 274 out of 300.
So we are definitely just under 26 shy of getting them up to 300.
10-4, Billy. Sounds good.
Copy that, James.
Our next stream for us is on Monday.
And our next stream will be on Sunday night. It'll probably be early in the morning. We've got 3 stops to Michigan. We are coming back to Michigan. So the place that we're going to is a Tom Evans. This is a new place that we will be going to, which I have not been there. I don't even know if there's parking allowed there, so I'm taking a risk going there tonight or tomorrow night or tomorrow morning. So it's definitely going to be one of those things that it's going to be, hopefully I can park there and not have to move. So that is one thing that we're going to be doing, but we will be live back tomorrow on Sunday.
Now, when I went to my QR reader, it keeps coming up Timu. Is that unusual?
I would say it is.
It's also got another application code underneath. It says I got one completed setup. I need a second one, which is the QR code.
Does anybody know if on that kick, if that's a RTMP code or is that just a straight streaming code? Because even like for trying to add it on the restream here, it doesn't give you that other than RTMP code.
Yeah, that don't sound good. So.
Well, if I wanted to go to TikTok, which I don't, because TikTok just basically saves your data, so that's one place we're not going to go to. Believe it or not, they got Instagram. I could go to Instagram if I wanted to go to Instagram. Telegram, DLive, DMotion, or Daily Motion, Trovo, MXCloud, Kato TV, Naver TV, which is the same on Prism, Nemo TV, Nano Live, V Live. This one's got to be a China one here because it's Shahoya.com and a couple other ones that are China, which we will not advertise them for any way, shape, or form.
Not me.
Hey, Ari, how are you doing tonight? And definitely a lot of people that have joined us tonight. Definitely thank you. Hopefully a lot of the information that we have provided for Prison Live Studio and some computer technology and OBS hopefully definitely helps you out on learning how to do more with live streaming. And definitely we also got to thank Fry because Fry, like I said, believe it or not, even if he says he's got 2 brain cells, I think he's got quite a few million more that he just hasn't found yet. But we definitely thank Fry. Fry is always the great person to ask, and we are very honored to have him definitely on here tonight. That is definitely a great thing. So we definitely got to thank Fry TV and many others that have gone into to help with this panel discussion tonight. Yes, Billy. Fry does have a YouTube. That'll be FryTvNow on YouTube. You can definitely subscribe to him there. When Fry gets back, he'll have to mention if he has anything on. I think he does. I think it might be the same on Twitch, but you'll have to check that out.
Something going on with that. Yes. Take that.
And if a lot of you did not know, believe it or not, Restream, this has been already maybe a couple months in the making already, but believe it or not, they actually got background music now on there. It's not as what I play off of some of Prism and stuff, but you can definitely look on there. That will be on the ad source background music. Of course, they got Christmas, New Year's, chill, down tempo, lounge, hip hop, lo-fi, chill hop, ambient, and feature pop. I've never really used any of their music. I would imagine a lot of that is royalty free. So if some of you are on Restream, you can definitely check that out. I would love to join your panel when I get my PC. Copy that, Billy. And that's one thing we're going to try to do is try to use Restream more and hopefully we can use Prism and get it to advertise into here and actually use it in here, which I used to be able to, but with YouTube changing some things around, it makes it a little bit more difficult, but we're still not going to give up hope for that, so that we can always have, if I want to have people to join in while we're going down the highway and questions or whatever else, you can do that. And definitely, I do like the functionality of the Restream. And when I'm done, basically, we can keep the stream and save it for if we ever need to go back and for anything else. Billy, I would try FryTvNow on Twitch and see if that works in there, since you're already in Twitch, and see if he'll show up.
And I don't really stream to Twitch, so I might start promoting this Kick more once they get out of beta, just because Twitch does so much of the censorship still on the. I'm curious to see if Kick is going to be more like Rumble, if you could stream music, and they're going to. What are they going to do with music? That's what I'm curious about.
Right. And see, that's one of the reasons, like I know, Fry, you were mentioning before with the radio station, you have the licensing for all that stuff, and I've actually inquired about that stuff because I know at the time something was happening or whatever. So I knew a guy that was in radio broadcasting down in Florida, and he was like, I couldn't honestly tell you, but for the radio station, it's a totally different licensing, and I can understand because with radio, it's actually live air broadcasting, where mine is like a certain, might to a point live air, but it's not to the point it's 24 hours a day. So that licensing that I found out was not going to probably work for me. So I had to actually look for other alternatives for licensing.
Yeah, it's the two industries don't talk to each other. It would be great if YouTube could look at our CSAC and ASCAP license and go, oh, these guys are paid, and it would be linked where you could go into your profile, say, here's my ASCAP, here's my CSAC, and boom, you're done. But it doesn't work that way.
Right. Yeah, because there is another person that does live stream that does at the radio, but a lot of it gets cut out that he doesn't put on there. But believe it or not, he actually live streams from a radio studio, and definitely you hear everything normally in the background normally. So I don't know how that is any different with them and compared to your radio station. That I don't get.
How do you win? Yeah, chance of winning. You will always win.
Well, does anybody else have any questions? Fry, what's your Twitch? I think Billy, Fry doesn't have anything on there.
I do have a Twitch account, but I'm not active there. I use it to watch other people. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So
Yeah.
I use it to watch other people so I can sub to them, but I don't stream to it. But you're feel free to sub me up or whatever, or follow me.
Right.
I can put the link in the chat if you want.
Yeah, go ahead, Fry. Put it in the chat there, in case you ever do stream, then people will have you subscribed on there. Steve.
It's FryTvNow on Twitch. I'll put the link in the chat.
Yeah, Steve, aka Big Rig Travels, used to do a radio show. Yeah, I would imagine with Steve, he probably ended up getting overwhelmed with everything that he does from live streaming and also, trying to do a radio show. That is something I would not do. I mean, for Sunday through Thursday, that's a lot for me to already do, especially streaming to two platforms with YouTube and Twitch. And like I said with Zero, I mean, catching up with the emails and doing all that other stuff, and it's just overly a lot for me. So for me to do a weekly broadcast or a weekend broadcast all the time, normally we don't, but I definitely wanted to get some of the information out with the Prism live stream studio so that a lot of you would know everything else.
It's getting a little chilly in the house, so I had to start another fire.
Okay. But since we are getting a little bit later, is anybody else got any questions? Because we're going to probably get ready to shut this down.
Yeah, I'll wake up to that in my cow view.
Still having trouble trying to set up that 2FA on here.
James, he has good health.
QR reader.
Jobs, 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 and jobs. Let's vote for jobs.
Yeah.
That one was weird.
I'll just be like, oh my god. I'll hear you just say
Can you do a Colorado panel next time? We could. That's why we put the voting out for that. I have definitely looked at the links that Wayne1234 has given me, and that's why I was kind of shifting back for when I did a poll of whether or not to do the Prism live stream studio or do the Colorado truck incident that happened. But yeah, we'll think about doing that probably in a future date. It won't be next weekend because I know next weekend we got a lot of things going on. But I won't leave it out of the question for that panel. What time tomorrow are you going to be streaming? Probably sometime in the morning. We got to figure out the drive and figure out the delivery time and get all that stuff figured out. So we got to figure a 10-hour sleep at birth, and we got 2 stops after that. So we're going to be around Detroit tomorrow after we get done with the first stop. So that will have to definitely be live streaming sometime in the morning. It might be before noon. I don't know yet.
Hey, Karma.
So if we do not have any more questions in the in the chat, pretty soon here we are good. Like I said, it's getting to be late. We got grandbabies already in bed. We're gonna shut down the live stream. And I definitely want to thank everybody that joined us. Hopefully a lot of this helped you with the Prism live stream. OBS, computers, many of other things that we touched on the subjects tonight. So definitely thank you all for joining in. For some of you that are on the panel, if you want to stay in here and join in afterwards, you can. It won't be too long, but Gary, Ernie, delivery in Stevens Point. Really? When is that happening, Casey? Because I'm going to probably be gone if he's delivering in Stevens Point. But yeah, like Fry says, we love you all. Everyone definitely keep track of when we go live, when everyone else that we promote to help go live. We hope Fry will be going live or another video coming up soon. Red Cactus, James, Chaplain, Zero TV Squad, many, many others that we support in here. And we definitely will be waiting to see that. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell, and don't know when his delivery. Copy that, Casey. Don't forget to hit that notification bell, and always, always, always like the video.
I do have another pecan video, pecan butter video coming out probably next day or so. So every time I have to make pecan butter for myself, I'm going to be doing a video, and it is way better than peanut butter. So if you have a peanut butter shortage like we do here in this part of Texas, you can do pecan butter. It's more expensive, but it's better for you.
All right. And it's great to see Fry's last 2 pecan butter videos. I mean, I never thought of taking pecans and making it into like a butter. But you know what? There's many things that can be made into any kind of like butter or pecan butter for that matter.
It's amazing.
Chaplain, if you can, post your link in here for Billy for the Twitch and YouTube before we shut down for the evening.
Can't type.
Oh, I want to thank everybody for helping us hit 100 views on every truck sim so far this year.
Awesome.
Yep. And I'm thinking about a gaming panel next week if you're not doing anything.
Basically, I can put it up, let you take over, and
Yeah.
that's all you got to do.
Yeah, because I can add my channels if I'm a guest. So there we go.
Right.
Yeah, because the wife's off next week, and she's like, "Yeah, if you want to do one of your gaming panels, you go ahead."
No, that's not what I said.
Yeah, 'cause all we got to do is basically just leave it up. You can do whatever you got to do.
That's
and
not
go from
what
there.
I said.
See, the wife has spoken.
I'm gonna get beat up over here.
I'm gonna have to change your name. Wife has spoken. I think Robert must have fell asleep because we haven't heard
You saw the
nothing from
hand come
Robert.
through. You saw the hand come through. I got left in.
No, don't pull me into the
Hot Pockets.
Nice. That was perfect timing for that.
Hot Pockets, delicious.
That's true.
See, Fry, why do you think I'm jealous of your whole studio?
Like I said, it's a wasted emotion.
Okay, it's an envy emotion.
The color.
Second that emotion.
Chaplain, are you getting your link in here for Billy yet? Or
I'm working on it right now.
all right, copy that.
I can do it. Chaplin's YouTube.
Chaplin's
How'd you get
YouTube
it?
and Twitch if you can, Zero or Fry.
All right, so Chaplin's Twitch coming right up, right here. There's Chaplin's Twitch right there in the chat right now. And then here's his. I know I didn't label behind it, but I'm doing this on the fly.
All right.
Oh,
And then
wrong one.
that's the
all right.
wrong one.
No,
No, I put it on the wrong. I put it in a private chat. I meant to put it
Put
over
it on
here.
the private, which is fine. There we go. There we go. We got it. Perfect. Even if we get it posted twice, perfect. We get it this way out, and it's definitely.
I had to go to my Discord. I had it all set up already for him.
And there it is twice. There's Chaplin's YouTube and Twitch. I posted as well.
Right. Let me know, Billy, if
Thank
you
you.
got that
Right,
before we
everybody.
end the stream here.
Okay.
A little bit of time before we kill it, and then all of a sudden be like, I did. All right. Sounds good. So thanks, everybody, for joining us. Sometime tomorrow, we will definitely put the description in here. We want to thank Zero TV Squad, FryTvNow, my brother. Love you very much, brother. Also thank Robert, I think, who has fell asleep, and Chaplain Jethro's Corner for definitely all joining in, and many others that have Double A Trucking that have joined in tonight. Definitely cheers to you, to everybody. Pepsi and Pepsi and water. But thanks everyone for definitely joining in. Stay safe, stay warm. We all love you, and we will see you next time live on We the People 75.
I'll be on at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Copy that, Chaplain.
I'll be there.
Okay.
Me too.
Awesome.